And now, drive home a new 2021 Mazda CX-9 and get 0% APR for 36 months at Barker Mazda in Homa, or shop online at Barker Mazda.
Jesus and his disciples left there and began a journey through Galilee, but he did not wish anyone to know about it. He was teaching his disciples and telling them, "The Son of Man is to be handed over to men, and they will kill him. And 3 days after his death, the Son of Man will rise." But they did not understand the saying, and they were afraid to question him. They came to Capernaum, and once inside the house, he began to ask them, "What were you arguing about on the way?" But they remained silent. They had been discussing among themselves on the way who was the greatest. Then he sat down, called the 12, and said to them, "If anyone wishes to be first, he shall be the last of all and the servant of all." Taking a child, he placed it in their midst, and putting his arms around it, he said to them, "Whoever receives one child such as this in my name receives me, and whoever receives me receives not me, but the one who sent me." Hello and welcome to Close to Walk Catholic Communications. I'm Father Bayer, your host, and we're glad that you can join us. As they were going along the way, they were discussing who was the greatest. Those of us of a certain age will remember a certain boxer by the name of Cassius Clay who became Muhammad Ali and who always, "I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest." One of the things that really, really amazes me is how secular culture looks at religious imagery and attempts to call religious imagery idolatry. One of the things, and we've had over 100 attacks on Catholic churches throughout the United States since all of this. I don't know what the movement is and exactly who it was, but if it's Black Lives Matters, whether it's Antifa, whether it's critical race theory, whether it's the anti-Trump movement, I don't know, who. But during that time, and we're all well aware of the stuff that we've been through recently, over 100 Catholic churches have been attacked. Windows have been broken. People have gotten into churches. They've destroyed altars. They've destroyed statues. They've spray painted them. Junipero Serra out in California. They've done all kind of desecration, and they call it idolatry. They call images of sacred statues and our saints and our sacred images idolatry. And then they will prepare us for weeks about who's going to be on the red carpet and whose dress or gown or tuxedo they will be wearing. And to me, one of the most nauseating events is for all these, and whether it's for the Grammys, whether it's MTV Awards, whether it's Oscars, the Emmys, or whatever other thing that they go around promoting, people worship them for blocks. They're people with telephoto cameras trying to get their own close-up picture of whoever who's just arrived in a limousine or Rolls, whatever they arrive in, and these people are absolutely going crazy. And they're going to tell me, because I have an image of Mary, the Mother of God, I am idolatrous. Have you ever been to any of these sports fairs where they get athletes, most of them has-beens by now, but all these kids line up and they've got a bat, a ball, a jersey, a helmet, whatever. And they're going to get in line. And these people, some of whom make in excess of $20 and $30 million a year to play a 6-month sports season, are going to scribble on their bat, ball, whatever, at a charge of $500 each. Are you kidding me? And a crucifix or a statue is idolatrous? I don't know if most people stop and realize just how idolatrous is the world in which we live. Who do our kids want to imitate? And, you know, so years, and I'm going back a long time, but Michael Jordan was a really good athlete and probably one of the best basketball players of all times. He came out with a line of shoes called Air Jordans. And it was every kid's dream to have a pair of Air Jordans. Now they cost 4 times the amount of a regular pair of sneakers or sports shoes that the kids would use, but they weren't Air Jordans. And so everyone wanted them. And tell me what's wrong in a society where people and our youth decide that they want to be like someone on television, someone in the recording industry, or someone in the sports arena, that becomes the person they want to imitate and they want to emulate. There's something wrong. I did this one time when I was vocation director. I went to a high school classroom, and I asked the young people who did they think was the greatest person they knew of. You know, and I had, you know, everything from Jane Goodall working with apes, and 90% of them were in either sports or entertainment industry. One young kid got up and said, "My mom and my dad." I said, "I don't even know who your mom and dad are." I thought it was wonderful, but I was kind of jacking him up. He said, "Well, I'll tell you." He said, "My dad gets up at 5 o'clock and he leaves the house before we even get up to go to school. And he drives an hour and a half, and more often than not, he doesn't get back home until we're in bed. And he works very, very hard. And my mother runs the house, does everything we need, takes care of everything we need, and she works. And it's all because they want us to go to this school. And they're doing that to pay our tuition. Other than that, we'd be in another school that's not as nice as this." I thought, you get it. We got a young person who gets it. A young person who understands what true greatness is, who learns who are the people. And our Lord defines greatness. He said, anyone who seeks greatness must be the servant of all. And those are the people who achieve greatness. And you all know that I've got my own personal history with Mother Teresa, and I worked in Calcutta. But I was so amazed, and I don't know, I don't read women's magazines, and I hope you'll be very happy to know that. But it's Glamour or one of them. Every year they have the 10 most glamorous women in the world. And for 3 years in a row, and this is the late 80s, the early 90s, the most glamorous person in the world was Mother Teresa of Calcutta. Now look, I knew Mother. I knew her very well. She was absolutely one of the most amazing people I'd ever met in my life. But to describe her as glamorous is not the American definition of glamorous, of well-dressed and well-made up and stylish hair and wonderful clothes. She had one pair of sandals and she had 2 habits, and that was it. But thankfully, they were able to recognize her greatness, not because of her external beauty, but because of her internal beauty. And, you know, we were talking the other day, and my brother with his 4 children, talking about saints. And one of my nieces said, you know, I think the closest I've ever come to a saint is Siti, which is a Lebanese term for grandmother that the kids call my mother. And I thought, wow, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. But here's this young 30-year-old who looks at my mother and sees her greatness, not because of her style, her fashion, or her hairdo, but because of the service that she's been to so many people in our lives. And you know, our Lord equates greatness with service. I think one of the great challenges of modern society is selfishness. That we continually ask, what's in it for me? And we even have people dumb enough to proclaim, it's all about me. And our Lord says, if you really desire for greatness, your greatness will come when you make the decision to live your life in service of others. And in living our lives in service of others, the world may not recognize our greatness, but the recipients of our love and service will be forever indebted. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment. Then he sat down, called the 12, and said to them, if anyone wishes to be first, he shall be the last of all and the servant of all. Taking a child, he placed him in their midst, and putting his arms around it, he said to them, whoever receives one child such as this in my name receives me, and whoever receives me receives not me, but the one who sent me. Hello and welcome back to Close to Walk Catholic Communications. I'm Father Beyer, your host, and we're glad that you came back to join us. I believe that children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside and give them a sense of pride. Let the children's laughter remind us of how we ought to be, because the greatest love of all is happening inside of me. Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone to fulfill my needs, so I decided to depend upon me. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I'll know and I'll believe that the greatest love of all is happening inside of me. It's a song written by George Benson. Whitney Houston did it beautifully. and it's called The Greatest Love of All. And the idea that everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone to fulfill my needs, a lonely place to be, so I decided to depend upon me. That's sad. That's very, very sad. One of the things that I think is the responsibility of every parent and every adult, parent or not, is to lead the next generation to the place where they can find God. That's our role. That is what we're supposed to do. Think about this. You know, we're 2,000 years after Christ. How did the faith endure? How is it that nowadays you have these wonderful, holy men and women who live their lives with great holiness, great sanctity, and great service to the people of God? They never knew Jesus. They never got to hang out with him. They never watched one of his miracles happen. But from generation to generation for the 1,000 years, people have lived and demonstrated that example of holiness, of fidelity, of success. But most people confuse success with fame. Mother Teresa was one of the few people who had success and it was accompanied by fame. There's so many other people throughout the world who have lived sacrificial, loving lives. I mean, one that I've become very close to is a religious sister in Rome who was a missionary in Kenya and came back to find a bunch of young African girls walking the streets and being sold as prostitutes. And with great despair and disgust, she looked at these kids until she realized that these kids weren't there of their own free will. These kids were being forced. They were being trafficked. This nun, and you know, human trafficking throughout the world takes on many, many forms. It's local pretty much here in this state, except for some Chinese or Asian Oriental spas and things like that. That's pretty organized, as well as Russians in these so-called gentlemen's clubs. That's pretty organized. The rest of it's pretty local. But where she is, it's mob controlled. Albanian, Romanian, and this little nun takes on the mob. She takes on, and she opens over 100 safe houses for kids in Italy. And I'm doing an interview with her. And I said, sister, don't you realize that there's a price on your head? You're taking away their commodity. You're interrupting their cash flow. You're interrupting their business enterprise of selling human beings. Now, I know it's wrong, but you're hurting their cash flow. Don't you realize your life's in danger? And she said to me, she said, why should my life mean more than any of these poor girls who are being forced to live like this? Wow. And that's one person that I know. But you can look around the world and you can see so many people who live lives of greatness and in complete obscurity. Nobody knows them. Nobody knows the work that they do, but they're out there day in and day out, and they're saving lives, they're saving souls, they're changing people's hearts. And those examples of greatness is what the next generation needs to see. I spent a lot of time in the first segment talking about the whole idea of people being servants and the misguided notion of what fame was. And there was that one kid who realized how great his parents were to do what they did. Why does the next generation not have living heroes who they know, who they can turn to? I don't care how the kids cut their hair or wear their hats or whether or not they wear sports memorabilia. Who cares? That's a stage and that's a phase that all kids go through of wanting to be cool and wanting to be like others. What I worry about is people who never leave that phase in life, who never have a lived-in example of holiness that they've seen day in and day out. They never have that lived example. So they really are searching for a hero. They really are searching for someone to look up to, you know. And when you are 60 years old and your greatest achievement in life is having a piece of Elvis memorabilia that can be verified and you think is worth a whole lot of money, and that is your great claim to fame, that you got a half-eaten pork chop by Elvis, give me a break. What the hell is your life about? Who are you trying to impress? And I think that's the ultimate question. Who are we trying to impress? Who are we trying to be pleasing in the sight of? Are we really worried about what others think? More so by our home, by our dress, by our position. And listen, there's so many people that are just, they're out there. And they're not kids. They're not 14 and 15 years old. They're 60 and 70 years old, and they're still trying to impress you with their money. I had a guy who was living with my cousin, 64 years old, and she's 40. She left him. He comes to see me. He said, look, I don't want to brag, but he said, you know, I've got $1 million home. I've got several million in the bank. I got 2 Mercedes in my garage. And I'm not bragging, but on any night I could go out and not have to come home alone. What? 64 years old, and your big accomplishment in life is you can still get lucky? What are you living for? You're 64 years old, baby. You're in the 4th quarter. And you're not going to live forever. And the fact that you got lucky is not what's going to bring you to see the face of God and enjoy his company for all eternity. And there are people out there who are still doing that. They just don't get it. And many have never had anyone to look up to. I mean, I had dinner with a guy, we walked in the church, and he's so happy to be Catholic, but he told me about his background and his mother and her many, many, many partners, and his dad's many partners. And he just, you know, and one brother died of drugs, the other sister took after her mother, and it's like, where did you ever have someone to look up to? Where did you ever have someone who was going to lead you to greatness? Not greatness because you got some award. Greatness because you've made a tremendous difference in the life of so many people that you've helped people come to know God. And one day, you will have the opportunity to see them in heaven and know that you were part of their journey there. You know, and this is my last thought. You know, one day I asked Mother Teresa, how do you do it? Day in and day out, the filth, the smell of death, the hunger, the starvation. You can't stay clean because you know, the pollution's so bad and everything. She grabbed me by the hand. She said, you know, Father, and this is when I was working in her home for the dying. She said, you know, it's going to be a great day when you die and go to heaven, because there'll be so many people waiting for you, because your face was the last face they saw before they died. And then when I heard Mother had died, I went, man, heaven has never seen a parade like this before. This incredible lady who touched so many lives and let them die with dignity. And she did it by cleaning them and bathing them and washing their filthy soiled garments. That's how her greatness was achieved. She won the Nobel Peace Prize and said, don't throw me a dinner, give the money to the poor. Incredible greatness that was born out of simplicity. Yeah, everybody is looking for a hero, and it's true. People need someone to look up to. My question is have you been that person for the next generation? Thanks for being with us. May each day bring you closer in your walk with the Lord. God bless.
Pain-free with good health is what you deserve. The Headache and Pain Center can make that happen.
By coming to the Headache and Pain Center, I'm pain-free now, and it allowed me to compete in Ironman competitions.
Helping you back to a pain-free life is what we do at the Headache and Pain Center.
Our town is your town. Our state is your state. On the winding bayou, we always see you. Our men and women who protect our safety. Our town is safe because of you. You don't always hear it, so let me say it. Loudly and boldly, let me display it. You're not forsaken. We truly thank you. Our town is safe because of you. As the badge goes on, the trucks get ready and then roll on. The highway is safe, the men in blue. Our town is safe because of you. And when the times get tough, our tough get going. While we sleep, Charlie Company is running. And once again, we say it sincerely. Thank you. Our town is safe because of you. At Beacon NDT Services, we thank you.
Think premium can't be capable? Think again. Introducing the first ever AT4 lineup. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC.
Get $2,500 purchase cash on 2021 Sierra light-duty crew cab models. Plus, current eligible GMC owners get an additional $250 purchase allowance.
See your local GMC dealer.
Here's to the straggly ones, the lopsided ones, the first ones, the I miss my beard ones. But hey, I look good with this ones. But no way he's grown that in a week ones. The black, brown, red, and gray ones. That one. The itchy ones. The never forgotten ones. The ones grown by Dad. The ones grown for Dad. The started late ones. The absolutely filthy ones. The drawn-on ones, the finger ones, the pin ones. The I nearly didn't do it this year ones. And the yeah, why not ones. They all raise awareness, raise funds, start conversations, and save lives. Because whatever you grow will save a bro. Learn more at Movember.com.
Pain-free with good health is what you deserve. The Headache and Pain Center can make that happen.
By coming to the Headache and Pain Center, I'm pain-free now and allow me to compete in Ironman competitions.
Helping you back to a pain-free life is what we do at the Headache.
Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrible General Health System's Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.
It's now time for Bayou Time Sports. I'm Jacob DeGate, and it's my pleasure to be joined by head football coach of South Lafourche, B.J. Young. Thank you very much for joining us, Coach. I know you've had a rough go at it the last few days, but thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to join us.
Oh, man, absolutely. I appreciate you guys having me on.
All right. Can you tell, I guess, give an overview kind of where the players are at right now? Are you practicing? I know you have your first game coming up this weekend. I know that must mean a lot to players to have some type of normalcy to go forward with that game.
Yeah, right. Right now we, most of them are back, in our community. We had one who was commuting back and forth from Opelousas, but he's staying with one of the buddies right now, and his family's coming back shortly. But man, we're making it work. We the school board gave us climate control deal that we have in the locker room that Ralph Perry used to use actually to meet with the team. So they're able to meet in there a little bit and get dressed, and we got their pads and all of that stuff, right next door in a controlled deal as well. So no mold or mildew or anything like that sets in. And then we start practice at about 9 a.m. and it goes to around 11ish type of deal right there. So man, it's just been great getting out there, back with the kids, and seeing them kids back around each other and mingling, and the camaraderie, and just looking forward to a football game Saturday and getting to compete.
Okay, and where's the game at? Is that at Edie White taking place this weekend?
Yeah, we'll play at 11 a.m. Saturday against Edie White. Got a chance to me and some of the coaches went to the game against Assumption, got to check them out live, and get a 2-for-1. You get to see Assumption too, and man, great football game. Both teams competed, so it should be a good game. Edie White's going to be disciplined and do everything right. They're not going to beat themselves. They're well coached. They got a lot of great athletes. They're big up front, so it'll be a good test for us, and we'll get to see where we're at.
Right now, obviously, this season's going to be a little bit more difficult than normal. Are you going to have to play every single game? Is it going to be all on the road for you guys?
Yes, there's going to be no home games this year at South Lafourche High School. They'll all be road games, so I guess there'll be some road warriors in a sense. But make the most of it, and at the end of the day, we just want to play football. If you spot the ball, we'll be there to play. And, it's adversity. We talk about kids all the time about facing adversity and how, life throws you curveballs all the time. You get knocked down. So, you're going to get back up. You're going to stay there and just complain about it and cry about it because it won't get better that way. And lucky for us, man, we got a lot of good kids in our locker room who are always up for challenges. And, I'd go to war with them any day, and we'll be better because of it.
Well, we were talking a little bit about earlier, just about how difficult your first 2 years, at South Lafourche have been. First, you started off right at the beginning of the pandemic. Of course, that's not a normal season, and now you have this where the kids still aren't in school and may not be until the middle of October. Can you tell us a little bit about what's it like dealing with those challenges?
Yeah, we hadn't had a normal season yet. I talked to Casey the other day and Stan, and they said every time they think about it, they say, man, you got the short end of the straw a little bit. But, man, I'm just fortunate to have this job and be a part of this community and this program who really care about football, So we're going to keep moving forward. It was COVID and now hurricane. But like I said, it makes it a lot easier. And it makes it easy to go to work every day. And you're giving 110% is the kids that we deal with on a daily basis, and the support we get from parents, quarterback club, and most importantly, the community. Everybody's in for South Lafourche athletics in general, not just football. Everybody's in for South Lafourche athletics, and everybody bleeds blue. So it makes it easier to get things done and move forward.
Okay. Now, as far as the football, the stadium and normal locker rooms and field house, can you tell me, what conditions are they all, need to start over, or where's the process in recovery going, and how long do you think that'll take?
Yeah, the school was hit pretty hard, and the field house was hit hard too. They had some holes in the roof. So right now, man, we're not even able to get into the locker room or into the field house, the weight room. We can't lift weights. What we got out is what we have. And so, lucky for us, a lot of people stepped up to help. Ben Bordelon, Newman High School donated over 100 pairs of cleats. Sulphur High brought gas, canned goods, and hygiene products. Ascension Episcopal raised a whole bunch of money and donated it to us. And I think they're actually coming down this week with a bunch of canned goods for the community. As far as a time frame to get back, man, honestly, I really don't know.
As far as donations, and I was coming back from Grand Isle yesterday, and I was listening to the radio, and I heard announced on ESPN radio that South Lafourche, athletics was getting a $100,000 donation from a new crypto coin startup. I'm sure that must have been amazing news for you to hear.
Yeah. Man, what's crazy is I was like you. I was the generator was low on oil. You know how them generators are, man. They give you issues. So, and that's first and foremost. You gotta have that AC blowing. So, man, I'm on the way to the Advanced Auto Parts or the AutoZone, right? In La Rose, and I listen to Matt Moscona. Every day if I'm in the car, and he had to call Coach Kale, and I was listening live when he said it. Man, it's just unbelievable. I was waiting to hear something like $10,000 or even $5,000. That's a bunch of money, man. Somebody gives you $5,000, and when he said $100,000, the door of the truck was locked out and fell
shocking,
out.
Definitely. And we certainly were out of time, but I wanted to wish you, the best of luck this weekend, and good luck to all of your kids and with your season. All right. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
All right.
At Barker Honda, we're overflowing with used cars.
We have over 100 used cars, trucks, and SUVs priced to sell.
Many units under $8,000. Save thousands on light and used certified vehicles.
At Barker Honda, every unit goes through a 120-point inspection.
So you can buy with confidence.
Come see us today here at Barker Honda Used Cars.
Because it's better at Barker.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Ida, insurance companies may try to pay you much less than your losses or even deny your claim altogether. St. Martin and Bork and Hoffest of All are partnering together to help you during this difficult time. Our hurricane insurance recovery attorneys will fight for you and your loved ones. Go to myidaclaim.com for your free case review today. Never give up because your insurance company has denied your claim, and never accept a lowball offer. Let St. Martin and Bork and Hoffest of All help you weather the storm. Visit myidaclaim.com today.
Think premium can't be capable? Think again. Introducing the first ever AT4 lineup. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC.
Get $2,500 purchase cash on 2021 Sierra light duty crew cab models. Plus, current eligible GMC owners get an additional $250 purchase allowance.
See your local GMC dealer.
If you have nasal breathing difficulties, snoring, mouth breathing, gritting and grinding of your teeth, TMJ, or headaches during the day, along with fatigue, depression, weight gain, you may have sleep apnea, which can easily be diagnosed via an in-office visit and home sleep study. If you are a loved one or having these symptoms and it's impacting your life, please schedule an appointment with us for an evaluation.
Everyone needs help at some point during their life. The anxiety and sadness that you may be feeling right now can be conquered with the help of experienced counselors. The South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority call line is standing by right now, ready to assist you. Pick up the phone and call 1-877-500-9997 and let us help you through the crisis in your life. Helping people, changing lives. Let our caring staff help you today.
Cardiovascular Institute of the South's Ambulatory Surgery Center offers patients advanced and innovative outpatient procedures using the latest technology and treatment options. The first of its kind in the region, This center provides our patients and their families with high-quality care in a convenient, comfortable, and safe environment at a lower cost. Trust your care to the cardiovascular care team you know and love at CIS. Learn more at cardio.com.
Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrible General Health Systems Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.
Hello and welcome to Bayou Time here with HTV. So very glad you joined us for the sports edition. Always glad to come and bring you an update on what's happening in our local community and with our local coaches. We welcome in from Terrebonne, Coach Gary Hill. Coach, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. It's appreciated, definitely.
Well, look, Coach, I know, COVID was tough. We dealt with a lot of things. But tell us a little bit about how summer practices went for you guys and how things were going preparing for the season.
Going into the season, I thought we were preparing pretty well. We were going to have some young guys kind of fill in some guys we lost last year. We were able to get a lot of things in despite COVID being around. We were being pretty solid on COVID protection and not losing too many guys here or there. And then right before the scrimmage, it kind of hit us, and we played the scrimmage without 13 guys, and we played pretty well. So we were happy where we were and where we were going, and we thought we were going to be able to improve greatly as the season went on.
And so now COVID plays itself out, and then Ida hits. And, boy, you can see Ida everywhere and its impacts, but I don't know if people realize the kind of impact that you coaches are dealing with. Let's talk a little bit about what has happened and how that's affected some of your players.
The devastation that hit the community was definitely great. It was tragic. There's a lot of people out there still suffering, and, you watch TV and you're like, man, how are they missing Houma and Lafourche like this? But, we're here to try and provide some sense of normalcy to these kids that remain and get that going. And our coaches are giving up time to show up throughout the area, not just us, to come and provide some kind of high school experience to these kids because they've had a rough 3 years. So, we're trying to be here for them and do our job and provide the experiences that we had as kids back to them the best we can through all these, pandemics and then, of course, Ida. So, it's rough. We've lost some good players. We've lost a lot of players, but we got a lot of players that remain, and we're trying to just give them the best opportunity possible.
Well, you bring up a really good point. This community has been very resilient, and I'm glad you brought up the coaches and some of the people that are behind the scenes making a difference just to have these kids some sense of normalcy. Speaking of some of that normalcy, any areas where you felt like you've maybe filled some positions this year with some of that young talent that you talked about? Any certain position players that we feel like we really want to look forward to?
Oh, we got a lot of sophomores and freshmen going to be on the field for the first time in 5A football, and, they're going to get a chance Saturday to go out and perform. But, Malik Miles is coming in and having to play running back. We lost our 2 main running backs due to Ida, and we got to get him going and teach him the right way and what to do, and he's been doing a great job accepting that role. We got 3 sophomore linemen with 2 seniors. Our seniors that remain are doing a great job of helping lead the team on that side and kind of keeping that going because there are only 2 seniors left on offense. And Kyron Robinson's our quarterback. He's a junior. He played a lot of it last year. He's back, and he's taking on more of a leadership role with some of those seniors leaving after Ida. And we just got to keep getting better there. Lost a lot of young kids with Ida, too. Our drawing district is a lot of the apartments that are having the people have to get out so they can repair those things. So we lost about 18 kids. And it's been a little bit tough go sometimes when you look around because you don't see a lot of kids you built relationships with. But we still building the relationships with the one we got. We're trying to make it fun for them. We're trying to give them that experience to where they can kind of forget about all the duties they have at home and responsibilities and maybe some of the things that they see that aren't normal and they're having to deal with. And we just tell them every day, hey, adversity is always going to challenge you in life. And if we can get through this one, you're going to be a better person later on in life, and you'll remember this forever. And if they can survive this and get through this and find a way to be successful, they're going to have a great lifetime learning experience.
Well, what's some great tools you're being able to teach your kids? Because, adversity is something that we tell people, but, boy, unless you live through it, it really makes a bigger difference. What a great opportunity that you and the coaches have now to really teach them about how to become a better person through these kinds of situations and talking about overcoming some of those things.
Oh, we have kids always helping kids move, go into the houses, helping out here and there. I think they've learned what citizenship kind of comes from this storm. But they're more together. They're coming in. They're really fighting for each other. They're working hard at practice, and then they got to go home. And we're trying to take some of those things off of them and just get them to have the experience of being a kid while learning some of those future adult experiences at an earlier age. But it's been a shocking moment to a lot of them. But I think they now kind of realize, you know, what reality is in life. Like, you just never know what's going to happen. And we've always told them, you know, control what you can control and don't worry about the rest. You worry about what you can control, and you try to make a difference. And I think they're taking that now, and they're taking it in stride. We got 6, 7 seniors remaining, and they're just doing a really good job of trying to take on that new role.
Well, you know, one of the other things that's always important is kind of one of the things you mentioned to me is about kind of keeping things light and kind of keeping things fun. How were you and the coaching staff able to do that here at Terrebonne?
Well, you know, we kind of got a great coaching staff here. They really bond well with the kids, and we have our moments of seriousness and when it's supposed to be this way, and then we'll have that little joke every now and then, or hey, we couldn't write that one in the book. You know, those little things happen, and we just kind of have that we'll laugh with each other moment. We try to keep the game, try to keep practice up tempo, just try to keep them happy and get them flowing and let them enjoy their 2 hours while they're here. And, you know, a lot of people probably wondering where all these teams are practicing. I mean, the logistics are tough. You know, everything's at our stadium, so we've had 4 teams practicing on our field. We've got it with all the other coaches, put a schedule together. So we're all working together for every team to try and make every kid feel like they're a part of something and they can fight through this.
Well, you know, one of those things that's so very valuable being the host is that Terrebonne here, like you said, hosting 3 other schools. It's the way that our community is coming together. Y'all are proving that. Maybe tell us one thing as we wrap up, Coach, what the fans can expect when they come to watch Terrebonne here in this opening.
I know what we hope for. You know, everybody always wants to see a win, but we've told our kids that's not what it's about right now. Success is going to come in many different ways and different forms, and if we can go out there and do everything right, not have to waste timeouts, not turn the ball over, play as hard as we possibly can, don't worry about what the scoreboard says or what the time on the clock is, because that time is precious now, because it's when you get to be a kid, and then when you leave, you may not get to be a kid at the same way as you were before. So enjoy it while you got it, and just find the success that you can. Just play as hard as possible, fight through the adversity, face the challenge, and we'll go from there.
Coach, can't wait to see what happens for Terrebonne. Thank you so much for your time, and good luck to you this season.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Coach.
Appreciate it.
All right, and that'll do it for us here for Bayou Time Sports. Don't go anywhere. A whole lot more local programming when we continue.
At Barker Honda, we're overflowing with used cars.
We have over 100 used cars, trucks, and SUVs priced to sell.
Many units under $8,000. Save thousands on light and used certified vehicles.
At Barker Honda, every unit goes through a 120-point inspection.
So you can buy with confidence.
Come see us today here at Barker Honda Used Cars.
Because you know it's better at Barker.
Will I ever see my family again? Do they even remember I'm here? I feel so alone. Do any of these thoughts sound familiar to you? If so, you are not alone. The South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority offers support, counseling, and treatment geared at helping you where you are right now in the midst of this pandemic and your own personal crisis. The South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority, helping people, changing lives.
Here at South Louisiana Bank, we support our neighbors, the organizers, the helpers, the leaders, the dreamers. We support those that move our community forward. Louisiana has grown from the dedication, commitment, and loyalty of the people who call this beautiful place home. We are proud to offer our services to the communities in South Louisiana. South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together.
Domestic violence is daunting, and the psychological effects can do enduring damage. Obviously, all abuse needs to end. But how? The Terrebonne Parish District Attorney's Office is dedicated to ending domestic violence and helping those who have already experienced it. Our office supports many programs that educate and adjudicate abuse towards women. If you are a victim of abuse, call the Terrebonne Parish District Attorney's Office at 873-6500.
Here's to the straggly ones, the first ones. Hey, I look good with this ones. The black, brown, red, and gray ones. The itchy ones. The ones grown by Dad. The ones grown for Dad. The I nearly didn't do it this year ones. And the absolutely filthy ones. They all raise awareness, raise funds, start conversations, and save lives. Because whatever you grow will save a bro. Learn more at Movember.com.
Think premium can't be capable? Think again. Introducing the first ever HT4 lineup. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC.
Get $2,500 purchase cash on 2021 Sierra light-duty crew cab models. Plus, current eligible GMC owners get an additional $250 purchase allowance.
See your local GMC dealer.
Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrible General Health Systems Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Bayou Time Sports. I'm your host, Keith Whiteside. Thank you so much for joining us. Always glad to come and bring you updates from some of the coaches that are making things happen. You can see right behind me the practice going on over here at HL Bourgeois. We welcome in their interim head coach, Coach Washington. Welcome and thank you very much, Sterling. We appreciate you joining us.
Thank you for the interview.
So, Coach, one of those things I know we've been dealing with, it's been crazy times here last 18, 20 months here dealing with COVID. Let's talk a little bit about how COVID had kind of impacted things and maybe what you guys were doing and how things were going in y'all summer routine.
Right. Well, like I said, I'm in the position of filling in for Coach Anderson, who did a wonderful job in leading this program and changing the culture. The thing is, it was challenging through COVID, where we only can work out a certain amount of kids per coaches at a time. But he found a way to do that, and with the assistance of us assistant coaches, we got it done and made it through that part of the year.
So tell us a little bit about the summertime and some of the preparations that you were seeing along with the other coaches about what y'all were anticipating here starting the new season.
Well, the biggest thing, Coach Anderson had a weightlifting program going on, a conditioning program, and I think the opportunity that the kids have to do a lot of 7-on-7 really prepared us for coming into this upcoming season.
Yeah, I heard about some of these 7-on-7s from some of the other schools. Is there anything that jumped out at you on the 7-on-7s from these kids?
Well, I think right now our athletic ability, the growth of the kids came out, and then attention to detail was very important, and I think those are some of the factors that we're going to need to be successful in the fall.
I like that. Speaking of how to be successful in the fall, is there anything that you saw where some gaps maybe from last year that you and head coach had talked about, maybe some areas that was really important for y'all to fill the gaps?
Well, the biggest thing was we was inexperienced, the experience,
Okay.
The lack of experience with kids, when you have a low number of seniors and you're just pretty much going against senior teams, it's a little bit experience, overcame everything. I think this year with about 20 seniors coming back, people who have been here through the program, been through the grind, they understand what it takes. The hard work and the effort on the practice field, and hopefully we can get that to carry over into the game.
One of the things I think is very important, the athletic director talked a little bit about that. Andrew was talking about his faith and confidence in you, about what you've seen and done. It's kind of the same thing with these 20 seniors. A lot of consistency from you, consistency from them. Seems like there's going to be some great leadership here with the Braves this year.
Well, the biggest thing, everybody know I come with the discipline aspect of it, and then working with Coach Calumet the last couple of years, he saw the discipline that I go in. Like I said, I'm old school, hard work, do it the right way, and it's, you accept the results from that, and been very fortunate that the results been on the positive side. So going into the fall, we definitely looking forward to, playing some competitive football, some disciplined football, but we're definitely looking forward to some wins.
So if I'm hearing this right, what you told me is that during the summer you saw a lot of athleticism. You require a great deal of discipline. Between athleticism and discipline, that very often equals wins.
It often equals wins, but like I said, you can't just show up. You got to go out there and execute the game plan. You got to stay consistent, and you got to play it through the whole game, and we're looking forward to that.
What is something that we can tell the fans, all of these viewing people, what is something that when they come out to see you guys here soon, thank God you get to play some football here soon, what is something that they maybe is going to surprise them from HL Bourgeois this year?
Well, probably the speed of the game. We plan on speeding up the game, playing a very efficient game, but also speeding it up, exciting, and I think you're probably going to see a little bit more action from the players. I think, young players are indecisive as to what they was doing, and the advantage we have kids that's been on the sideline, been watching, and therefore they're ready to go.
Speaking of some of those kids on the sideline, you mentioned those 20 seniors. Can you tell us anything about some of those players, some of those position players that are really going to make a difference this year? Maybe something that you've seen here in some of these last few practices.
Yeah, well, like I said, I mean, we have Javon Farragood, who's going to be in the backfield.
Outstanding running back.
Yes, you know, and also he's speed, and, you know, along with him we have Sharon. He's going to be very efficient for us out at the field. Out on the wide receivers, we have a Malachi, you know, Doucette. We have a Daquan Diggs. You know, we have a Luke Verdun. You know, and like I said, we just have some guys that are really committed to working hard in the program and coming out here. We still have some guys from last year. Like I said, I'm learning all the names because I pretty much worked the defense. Now I got the whole ball of wax. So, you know, a couple of the kids going to really surprise people, I think, once the fans come out and see them.
And so I know it's a new learning curve. It's one of those things that you did last year as defense. Can we talk a little bit about what maybe is going to be important for you to tell us a little bit about what you're going to see in the trenches? What about that O-line and D-line? Where do we stand with them?
Well, the D-line and O-line is always a challenge. I think we're going to be using guys on both sides of the ball. The biggest thing is keeping them healthy and conditioning. You know, that's the biggest thing. And I think from our past offensive line and defensive line, you're probably going to see kids that are playing at a higher level. You know, a higher level because, like I said, they've been on the back end. They've been playing a lot of JV, and everybody won't play under the bright lights on Friday night. So I think that's something that the kids have been chomping at the bit for, and we're looking forward to giving them a great opportunity. I'm glad we got this going.
Well, let's talk a little bit about maybe somebody that's filled in for you. Whom has kind of stepped up in that role to kind of take over the defense, so now that you're seeing a lot more of the offense?
Well, I mean, the thing is we were shorthanded from the beginning, but we never made any excuses. So right now we got Mark Danos and Coach McElroy.
Right.
They're going to continue with the offense, but we had some guys came in from Hummer Junior High, you know, Dewan, and a Coach Mike. Both of them came in, and they're going to help us out. And like I said, we're going to slowly bring them in. And pretty much from the defense standpoint, I'm going to be still spearheading it, but also I need to branch my gaps, you know, open my wings up and be more involved with the offense.
And if what I'm hearing is correctly, we're going to speed it up on offense.
We're going to speed it up.
Interim head coach Sterling Washington, so very glad you're here with H.L. Bourgeois leading this team. Good luck to you this year.
Broussard Dove handles business and residential hurricane claims. We have over 14 years experience dealing with insurance claims for hurricanes with proven results. We handled hurricane claims before Hurricane Ida and will be here for years to come after. We've recovered millions for business owners and homeowners. So if you need help with your hurricane claim, let us fight for you. Go to our website and fill out a form for a free claim review or give us a call. Broussard Dove, attorneys at law. Bacteria and germs run rampant in the air that surrounds us. It's more important than ever to keep our surroundings clean. Introducing BioPure. Specializing in commercial and residential disinfection applications, BioPure's advanced treatment process allows them to disinfect more surfaces quickly and effectively, with no inconvenience to staff or family members. Let BioPure help you create a better environment for everyone. Call for your free consultation today at 985-322-3003.
For years, Tony Alford and Priscilla Larpenter have been the foundation of what is now Alford & Associates. Their passion and vision have been embedded company-wide. It's about making sure that our community is strong and protected for the next generation.
I have such respect and pride for our company, and I'm excited to bring new and innovative ideas to our clients.
It's quite simple. It's the mindset of our organization to protect you from life's hardships.
Your benefits are our business.
They're here.
You brought all these players in your Buick?
Yeah, and it's 3 rows.
So you.
Your Buick has Apple CarPlay. Where do I plug in?
It's wireless.
That's so you. What do I do with these? Careful, it's kind of busy.
Oh, I got this with my superpowers.
And a little help from your Buick.
At the heart of every Buick SUV is you. Get this low-mileage lease on this 2021 Buick Encore GX for around $199 per month. See your local Buick dealer.
All right, on this episode of One-on-One, I'm going to sit down with Coach Richard Curlin. A lot of you in the area have heard of Coach Curlin as a state championship, done a lot of great things at South Terrebonne. He's my guest tonight. We'll be right back. One-on-One is brought to you by the Law Office of Waits and Downer.
The person who's been catastrophically injured is the one who needs experienced help.
My grandfather was 100% about compassion for the client, and so am I.
And one of the secrets is to always know your case better than your opposing counsel knows his or her case.
Helping people, fighting for people. Money can't buy that.
I'm Joseph Waits III, and when you come through our doors, you are part of our family.
Our dear South Louisiana community is recovering from one of the worst storms our area has ever seen. At Cardiovascular Institute of the South, our hearts are with you and we stand with you as we have for nearly 40 years. Times like these are a true testament to the unity and humanity of our vibrant community. We are resilient, we will rebuild, and we'll get through this. We have a bright future ahead and we're moving forward. Together, we will emerge stronger than ever.
Think premium can't be capable? Think again. Introducing the first ever AT4 lineup. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC.
Get $2,500 purchase cash on 2021 Sierra Light Duty Crew Cab models. Plus, current eligible GMC owners get an additional $250 purchase allowance.
See your local GMC dealer.
At Big Wheels Travel Center, the fun and excitement are just around the corner in Bayou Blue. Big Wheels is open 24 hours a day and features 24-hour security, clean restrooms, and a wide selection of beer, soft drinks, and chips for all your needs. While you're there, visit the casino for daily cash prizes and drink specials 7 days a week. You'll get the feeling as if you are in a lush Vegas-style casino. Big Wheels also has one of the largest subways in the area. So stop by Big Wheels Travel Center, where everyone's a winner.
Hi, my name is Pastor Troy James. I live in Terrebonne Parish and I am fully vaccinated. How about you? I had a lot of underlying conditions, and for my family and my friends, I did not want to go around them being unvaccinated, so I made it a precedent to be the leader in my family to get vaccinated.
And welcome back to One-on-One. As promised, our guest tonight is Coach Richard Curlin, very well known in the area. Coach, good to have you on board. How are you?
Good, thank you.
All right. I want to go back because, you know, you were one of those guys that came in, and look, I'm going back before my senior year because you were at South Terrebonne, but you weren't from here. You moved from out of state, you came in, and I remember the buzz. And who's this big old guy that could, great football player, track guy, just a great athlete. But let's go back to before you were here, because now you're a namestay. Where are you from?
I was born in a little town right outside of Dallas, a little town called Terrell, Texas. Probably claim to fame is where Jamie Foxx is from, wow. You know. Mm-hmm. In fact, I think he was the high school quarterback there at one time. Mm-hmm. And my dad, he worked for United Gas. So whenever you got a promotion, you pretty much transferred. You pretty much had to move. So we've moved quite a bit. My first year, not that I remember it, but we lived in Carthage, Texas, and then Hemp Hill, Texas, and then Jacksonville, Texas, Pineland, Texas, and then eventually we moved to North Louisiana, a little town right outside of Monroe called Sterlington. And then after that, moved to Tallulah, and then for a little while back to Texas, and then eventually, my junior year in high school, moved here. So you know, between starting school and my junior year in high school, you know, we moved quite a bit.
Was that something you got accustomed to? Obviously, you had a lot of moves, and then all of a sudden you end up in South Louisiana. What was that? What got you accustomed to all those moves?
You know, as a child, you can adapt, you know. Sometimes it's hard to go in and make new friends and things like that, but, you know, I think, because I had 3 sisters, and I think it was probably harder on them because of sports, I could fit in. You know, whenever I moved to a new school, I usually, that helped me fit in. I think you learn to get along with people, and you learn just, you know, how to, like I said, how to fit in. I think you miss a little bit of the hometown base or whatever that you get if you grow up, you know, in one place all the time. But you know, that was the experience that I had.
But obviously, as big as you were when you came in, you probably made friends pretty easily, yeah.
Well, there was usually one kid that you had to go and settle things with on the playground that first day at school. And once you did that, sometimes you ended up being best friends with him. Sometimes not, but sometimes you did. And, you know, that was just something that you had to do.
You know, Texas is known for football, but then you moved to South Louisiana. You end up at South Terrebonne. Not a bad place to be when you look at the overall talent you guys had. Y'all were loaded at times.
Yeah, when I first moved here, I came here a week or 2 before my parents did because school was fixing to start. And my parents had a friend down here by the name of Dave LaBeouf. And Dave, at the time, before he opened a restaurant up in Houma, Dave worked for M&L Tractor. And so when I came into town by myself, I was 16, I guess, years old, and went and met Dave. Dave at the time lived over in Broadmoor, which H.L. Bourgeois, I think, had just started that year. That would have been probably 74, or maybe the year before.
Right.
You know? And instead of taking me to Bourgeois, Dave brought me to Buddy at South Terrebonne. And a funny story about that, he took me to South Terrebonne. They were out on the field practicing. We walked out there on the practice field, which was, you know, where the game field is at today. You know, that was just a practice field back then. And introduced me to Coach Marcella and left me there, you know. After practice, Coach Marcella took me to eat at the old Rosalie and Ray's on Grand Collier Road.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I sure do.
And then he took me back over to Dave's right there, and he told me, he said, tomorrow, why don't you come to school, because the next day was the jamboree. All right? And he said you can ride the bus over to the stadium with us, because, you know, we didn't have our own stadium, and you can watch the game from the sideline. I said, yeah, this sounds good. So next day I find my way over there, and I remember thinking at the time I'd never crossed so many bridges in my life. You know, I wasn't used to that. And I get over there, and I'm kind of waiting around. All the guys are getting dressed and everything else. And then Coach Marcella told one of the assistants, said, give him some equipment. And so they gave me some equipment. And I ended up playing in the game. Wow. I can remember standing in the huddle and not knowing one guy in the huddle, and literally introducing myself. Hey, I'm Richard. How's it going?
That is funny stuff.
For all of your cases, including those with catastrophic significance, call Waits and Downer Law Firm.
The person who's been catastrophically injured is the one who needs experienced help.
My grandfather was 100% about compassion for the client, and so am I.
And one of the secrets is to always know your case better than your opposing counsel knows his or her case.
Helping people, fighting for people. Money can't buy that.
Waits and Downer. When you walk in our door, you're part of our family.
Great things are happening at Southdown. Caring happens here. We are Southdown. Successful, determined, and noteworthy. We are Southdown!
There are many strengths in our cancer center. I think one of the biggest is patients don't have to go elsewhere to get technology for their diagnosis and treatment of their cancer. Our treatment machine, the linear accelerator, allows us to pinpoint and treat cancers with more accuracy than ever was possible before. Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center provides leading-edge technology with the highest quality care and the best treatment options unique to each patient.
They're here.
You brought all these players in your Buick?
Yeah, it has 3 rows.
So you.
Your Buick has Apple CarPlay. Where do I plug in?
It's wireless.
That's so you. What do I do with these? Careful, it's kind of busy.
Oh, I got this with my superpowers.
And a little help from your Buick.
At the heart of every Buick SUV is you. Get this low-mileage lease on this 2021 Buick Encore GX for around $199 per month. See your local Buick dealer.
I miss my normal life and doing things with my friends. Why are Mom and Dad angry all the time? When will I be able to see my grandparents again? I miss them.
Do any of these thoughts sound familiar to you? If so, you are not alone. The South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority offers support, counseling, and treatment geared at helping you where you are right now in the midst of this pandemic and your own personal crisis. The South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority, helping people, changing lives.
Great things are happening at Southdown. Students are happy here. We are Southdown. Successful, determined, and noteworthy. We are Southdown!
But I can see Coach Marcella light up when, who's this big guy, not just big, pretty stout. He knew he had something there.
Yeah.
So he wanted to get you on as soon as he could.
He knew I was coming from Tallulah. He had a history with Tallulah.
Okay.
You know, he had lost to Tallulah twice in the state championship games. A lot of people remember that he had won the state championship, I think, in what, 59?
Yeah, at St. Francis.
Yeah. But he had also been to the state game 2 years before that, you know, and lost to Tallulah. He knew the kind of program that I was coming from. And I think that, you know, that meant something.
I've always mentioned, you know, the Johnsons and the Verdans and everybody else, the speedsters, but who were some of the people you played with?
The years that I played there, probably Terry Mulligan, you know. Terry Mulligan had the fastest time in the state in the 100 meters, or probably a 100-yard dash back then.
Right.
You know, in track, and didn't get to run in the state track meet. You know, that's another story
and
right
plays
there.
bass guitar.
Huh?
And plays bass. A good bass player, yeah. Terry Mulligan. But did y'all always had speed?
It seemed that way, you know. You know, a lot of the guys from down the bayou, from the Smithridge area and stuff like that. You know, that's where Troy and Melvin and those guys were from. You know, and later on, you know, when I came back and started coaching, we still got some good athletes that could run from you know from that area right there.
You come from a good football program. You end up with Coach Marcella. I know you had to be sizing him up at the time. What was going through your mind? What did you see that you liked that he was doing?
I've been fortunate to play for some, you know, good football coaches, and I probably think that influenced me, you know, to go in and coach football. When I was in Tallulah, you had Racer Hosted, who's a Hall of Fame coach, Frank Bacata, who's a Hall of Fame coach, and then I came down here, you know, Buddy. All of them that I had that I played for, I don't know. They had a calmness about them, you know. Buddy was like that. I'm more of a laid-back guy, you know, and I tried to emulate that when I coached, especially during the game. When everything was getting crazy, somebody had to keep their head on the sideline,
right?
You know, so I tried to focus on that. It wasn't as easy, you know, in my early years of coaching, but you know, as you got older, you got a little better at it.
Wisdom sets in, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think.
And you've been there and done that.
You've been there and done that, and you kind of know what to expect.
Yeah, the world won't end.
Right.
If you happen to lose a game.
Right.
It won't be an easy Friday night.
No, it won't. Because you remember those. You remember the losses probably more than you do the wins.
Who's I'm not going to say but the best opponent you ever went against? Who's the guy that you looked at and went, oh, Lord. Any of them? Because you were pretty good. Any of them just tested you?
In the time that I played, you know, through college, I was probably put on my butt maybe 3 times on the football field, you know. One when I was an 8th grader, some of the varsity coaches had come and got me and one other kid out of the 8th grade locker room. And we were just finishing practice and they told us to go get on the bus. We were playing a JV game. This was when I lived in Tallulah, across the river in Vicksburg. And there was a school, I believe the name is Warren Central, Warren Central High School in Vicksburg, Mississippi. And so about 20 of us got on the bus and we drive over there and this place looks like the mall. I mean, it literally looked like the mall. And it was a huge school. And I can remember on a punt return, after I'd run back and turned around, this guy had my number, and when I turned around, he just plowed me. Another time in college on a kickoff return, playing against Southeastern in the Superdome, and again turned around and this guy was just right there on me and put me on my tail then. And in high school, I can remember we were playing Ralph Perry's South Lafourche, and they were known for the trap. We worked on the trap all week long. I mean, that's all we did was, you know, as defensive linemen, we worked on the trap. And I can remember the first series of the game. All of a sudden, you just feel like nobody blocked me, you know, which we'd been practicing all week long. All that went out the window, and then I made the second mistake was to turn to the inside. And they had an offensive guard, all-state offensive guard named Tommy Gisclair, and Tommy planted me, okay, right on my back.
Wow.
That might have been the hardest I've ever been hit, was by Tommy.
For all of your cases, including those with catastrophic significance, call Waits and Downer Law Firm.
The person who's been catastrophically injured is the one who needs experienced help.
My grandfather was 100% about compassion for the client, and so am I.
And one of the secrets is to always know your case better than your opposing counsel knows his or her case.
Helping people, fighting for people. Money can't buy that. I'm Mary Riviere, and when you come through our doors at Waits and Downer, you're part of our family.
Our topic today is about savings. What is savings?
We have individual dreams, and we also have shared dreams for our cities and communities. Hancock Whitney isn't just a bank for our clients. We're investing in our hometowns, making life better for everyone. So keep dreaming. We've got your back.
There are many strengths in our cancer center. I think one of the biggest is patients don't have to go elsewhere to get technology for their diagnosis and treatment of their cancer. Our treatment machine, the linear accelerator, allows us to pinpoint and treat cancers with more accuracy than ever was possible before. Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center provides leading-edge technology with the highest quality care and the best treatment options unique to each patient.
Domestic violence is daunting, and the psychological effects can do enduring damage. Obviously, all abuse needs to end. But how? The Terrebonne Parish District Attorney's Office is dedicated to ending domestic violence and helping those who have already experienced it. Our office supports many programs that educate and adjudicate abuse towards women. If you are a victim of abuse, call the Terrebonne Parish District Attorney's Office at 873-6500.
eTel Business. Your business, our priority. Business is fast, so you need to stay ahead. With fiber internet, phone, and Wi-Fi that's even faster. For a limited time, when you purchase 2 business services, you get 3 months free. That means your business is backed by eTel's Fiber to Business network, powered by local experts. Save now on the speed you need to run your business and get 3 months free with 2 or more services. Visit etelbusiness.com. eTel Business. Your business, our priority.
So to be under Coach Marcella, and when did you start, or when did you know that, hey, Richard Kirtland I might go to the next level? When did that hit you that that was a possibility?
When I played in North Louisiana, I knew I was one of the better players, but when I came down to South Terrebonne, that was a much bigger school. Than Tallulah was.
What was Tallulah, double A
school,
double A?
And South Terrebonne at the time was a 4A school. Biggest school I'd ever been to. And, you saw a lot more competition. So I guess my junior year, here, I started getting, the things that you normally get when you're being recruited is letters and maybe a few phone calls and things like that going into your senior year. And then my senior year, LSU and some of the other schools would show up from watch practice and things like that. And you get to take some visits to different places. And that was, I guess going into my senior year,
right.
I kind of knew.
But there were so many coaches, and I think back at South Terrebonne, and besides maybe Assumption now that has some pretty good pro athletes in it, I think every week y'all probably had a major scout in the stands. If you go back years to Melvin Johnson, through your era, through Skippy, I mean, I could sit here for an hour and name.
Yeah.
But were y'all conscious of that as players? Hey, so-and-so's in the stands. Did y'all know that, or did y'all care?
If they had a shirt on or something like that that might have said, that the guy was a Southeastern coach or something like that, you may have known that. But for the most part, it really didn't make that much difference. I kind of think it did whenever I started coaching, and we would have a college coach come by to watch practice or something like that. You kind of had the feeling that the tempo and the kids' tempo kind of picked up a little bit,
right,
for a little while.
I guess it's sort of like your teams when you're playing a great opponent. They're more aware, they're alert. When you're playing somebody that you know you're going to beat, that's human nature, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. Sometimes they can get you in trouble too.
Well, yeah, a lot of times. When did you make the decision of where you were going to college? Do you remember a specific day, or was that a tough thing to do?
When I was in high school, my parents had separated, and I didn't have a lot of people guiding me, at that time. And I actually turned down a scholarship with LSU, offered one right there, and once I turned it down once, it wasn't coming back.
Right.
Which I didn't know at the time. I'd gotten invited to go over there for a supper and then to watch a game,
Who was coach at that time? Stovall?
McClendon was still the
McClendon
coach.
was there? Okay.
Yeah, we'd actually gone to the Nichols Southeastern game in the Superdome before, and got there late, missed the supper. So the offensive line coach took me into Coach McClendon's office. I can remember walking in, and there was no lights on except for one little desk lamp, and he was sitting there listening to the radio, and got to meet him, and then went into the locker room. Got to meet, some of the coaches, Steve Cassidy, A.J. Dewey, Carl Trimble, who I played with in Tallulah. Carl was LSU's first black quarterback. Okay. And so got to talk with him and everything, and after the game, and then, got offered a scholarship and said, Coach, let me think about it. Because I wasn't from this area.
Right, right.
And
so it didn't, I'm not saying it didn't mean a lot to you, but you weren't as entrenched in that emotion as somebody around here would be.
If I would have been from down here, I mean, I grew up, it was Texas, it was Texas A&M, it was, all those schools right there.
Yeah.
For all of your cases, including those with catastrophic significance, call Waits and Downer Law Firm. This one-on-one program has been brought to you by the law offices of Waits and Downer.
Leg pain, swelling, or ulcers can be signs of vascular disease in the legs. This lack of blood flow can lead to amputation if not treated. Varicose or spider veins may also be signs of venous disease and are more than just a cosmetic problem. Trust the most advanced team of leg pain specialists at Cardiovascular Institute of the South to reopen blockages in the legs and offer minimally invasive in-clinic vein treatments. If you experience leg pain, swelling, or have visible veins, schedule an appointment with us today at cardio.com.
At Barker Honda, we're overflowing with used cars.
We have over 100 used cars, trucks, and SUVs priced to sell.
Many units under $8,000. Save thousands on light and used certified vehicles.
At Barker Honda, every unit goes through a 120-point inspection.
So you can buy with confidence.
Come see us today here at Barker Honda Used Cars.
Because you know it's better at Barker.
ETEL Business, your business, our priority. Business is fast, so you need to stay ahead. With fiber internet, phone, and Wi-Fi that's even faster. For a limited time, when you purchase 2 business services, you get 3 months free. That means your business is backed by ETEL's Fiber to Business network, powered by local experts. Save now on the speed you need to run your business and get 3 months free with 2 or more services. Visit etelbusiness.com. ETEL Business, your business, our priority.
Terrebonne Parish School District is seeking individuals for the following maintenance positions: licensed plumber, electrician, carpenter, HVAC techs with chiller experience, HVAC techs with general experience, These positions have great work environment, excellent benefits, retirement, and insurance. Apply online at tpsd.org. Terrebonne Parish School District, a great place to work.
All right, welcome back as we continue to bring you on the scene of the aftermath of Hurricane Ida. I'm Martin Falls with a hard-working crew here at HTV, and today we took our cameras down Grand Caillou, Dulac, and we met up at the Holy Family Catholic Church with Father Antonio. Now, you've seen me with Father Antonio on a couple of news stories in the past, but this time it's a little bit different because Father Antonio needs your help. The people of Dulac, people of Grand Caillou need your help. They're in need of generators and more. We caught up with the good Father at the church, and here's what he had to say. Father Antonio, I see all of the goods in front of the Holy Family Catholic Church, and of course, we're showing pictures too of the inside of the church, and I don't mean any disrespect, but it's become almost like a shopping center inside with a lot of respect in there that goes, and I know the good Lord would want it to become that because so many people are in need here in the Dulac area. First of all, talk about your experience down here and what have you seen?
So post-hurricane, we saw our church, the front stained glass window was pushed in. The structure has been, its integrity has been compromised. So we call it a warehouse more than a shopping center. But because the Blessed Sacrament, we moved into our chapel, which is nearby in the rectory, which wasn't damaged. But so immediately with the group of our core group that saw it through with me the whole very beginning, we immediately knew that we had a big and long journey ahead of us to help our people. Immediate needs, as the Bible says, there are 4 things that are needed: house over one's head, water, food, and clothing. And so let's add to that, in our modern times, electricity is a good thing as well. We're still waiting on that. And the guys are doing a great job. Sleek is helping out, doing a great job. But so what have we seen? We have seen a great amount of people wanting to help, a great amount of generosity of the people. I know that the government's trying to do what they can do, but I personally haven't seen it concretely. I know that some people have been helped with maybe going to a hotel in New Iberia or here or there, but in the local area I know there's some help coming. But immediately it became evident that we had to take the weight and the responsibility of helping our people. I mean, out of a moral conscious need, of course, as the church and Christ calls us to do that first and foremost. So out of our moral conscience in front of God, we need to help our people. And thanks be to God, like the local community, small communities, friends have all rushed in, and like I can't tell you, it's been overwhelming. The love, the support, the supplies that people have been pouring in, it's been amazing. I've seen the resilience of the Louisianan people. It brings me to tears of just the beauty of these people who manage to know how to suffer and have hope and to trust in God. I mean, if this would have happened anywhere else in the world, I don't know how. And to still hang on as they are hanging on. I'm so blessed to be in this part of the world. I'm so blessed to serve these people.
You know, I said on my show a few times, as the bayou communities go in Terrebonne Parish, I know a lot of people who live in the city who've never really wandered out of the city. Mm-hmm. I've seen all the fingers of the bayous in my news stories over the years. As the bayou communities go, so does Terrebonne Parish, because the heart and soul of Terrebonne Parish are these bayou communities. You're right, the spirit of the people in the bayou communities is unmatched. Yeah. It's unwavering, and They don't complain. They just go up. I mean, we got drone footage. We're seeing roofs missing from homes, people working. On the way here, we saw people sweeping up their driveways, organizing their trash in the front yard. In the church, we see people organizing for the people that are about to come at noon every day. So, I mean, how can you put a description on people like that when year after year, they just keep coming back?
Yeah. We have an Italian that just flew in our community to help us out, and he doesn't understand a word of English, like maybe hello, you know, peace and good. Right. And we had Sunday Mass the other day, and he said, I said, what struck you? And he said, you know, by looking at the faces of these people, you would have never known that they've gone through a catastrophe like this, you know. In their hearts, they have the foundation of God, and you know, and obviously, I mean, I speak for myself, how a life-changing event like this has to be life-changing. What am I going to do now to change my life? Like, what am I going to do to convert? Like, you know, the things in my life that I want to, you know, I want to do better for God. And I think we're starting to see a lot more people come back to church, and a lot of people recognize that at the heart of it, we need to put God at the first place, and we can all do better at that.
You have a sign on top of the church that says, Dulac, come back to Mass. And not only will they come to Mass, but they can come back to get much needed items. But one of the items that I really want to stress to the public that you need right now, you mentioned it, people need electricity. We know the power's not back on, so we need generators.
Yes, so the government FEMA system has failed us, down here at least. It might have worked somewhere else, but I know that Cocodrie, Montague and all the other, they're suffering just as we are, so I can speak for them as well, just by what I'm hearing.
We know many of you have been affected by Hurricane Ida. We are open and ready to help at AJ Doman Chevrolet. No matter if it's sales, service, parts, or body shop, we are here to assist you. We have over 200 new, used, and certified cars available on our lot. No credit, bad credit, foreclosure, we can help. We say yes when others say no. Come see us at the foot of the Morgan City Bridge, call us, or check us out on the web. AJ Doman Chevrolet, the dealership that works for you.
Led by a 7-member commission, the Terrebonne Port was created to assist our local industry in promoting economic development. We monitor government regulations that affect our local industry and work with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to secure maintenance dredging funds. Because the HNC is the main artery for the heartbeat of Terrebonne's economy, Terrebonne Port fights a constant battle for funding to maintain the federally authorized navigable depth. We are now leasing waterfront and non-waterfront property. Terrebonne Port Commission, serving our industry to keep Terrebonne thriving.
No law degree, no amount of experience can supersede the compassion that our firm gives to its clients.
One of the secrets is to always know your case better than your opposing counsel knows his or her case.
We try to carry those values that we've learned at home into the practice of law. And every client that walks through our door gets 100 years experience when they visit us.
I'm Mary Riviere, and when you come through our doors at Waits & Downer, you're part of our family.
Make each day feel less every day in a Mazda CUV. Elevate every moment with available iActive all-wheel drive. Create a closer connection with the road and make your journey a little more extraordinary.
And now, drive home a new 2021 Mazda CX-9 and get 0% APR for 36 months at Barker Mazda in Houma or shop online at barkermazda.com.
This is Martin False live in Houma. We're in front of Hebert's Motel where water is up to the doorknobs at the motel. Telephone poles almost completely to the ground. This storm had some fury to it. The following morning, Hurricane Andrew had taken its toll on Terrebonne Parish.
But the stick doesn't lie. No. That, you know, they said it started moving north-northwest. That was a jog.
It's a very tense day for Terrebonne Parish. Levee after levee has been breached. You won't know until it equalizes how many of them have actually broken.
And I'm just looking at that stick shot again. that center circulation has moved back on the stick, and Lafourche and Grand Isle to me are ground zero at this point. We'll see you again tomorrow night right here, same place, same time on Bayou Time.
The FEMA system for the generators was at least, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but that you go buy your generator, then either you scan your receipt or give it to them way up the bayou and they'll reimburse you. Well, firstly, who's got the money down here like to buy a generator like that in their pocket, like after a hurricane? Well, let's go to the bank and get it out, like the banks are down. Right. Secondly, everyone in Homer knows where you're going to buy a generator from anyhow around here. Like they're all, like everything's shut. So we understood. So immediately we started a Venmo account through some of our camp owners who live in Lafayette. Frank Cardinal, God bless you, all of the men that work down there have been helping us out. We started an account and we posted that. And so those guys in Lafayette, my team, my core team from the camps here in Dulac, have been receiving and purchasing the units there and come down. So far we have 65 on our list that have we've not only from these donations, but others have been flooding in from other people as well. You know, people are well aware of our needs, so they've been bringing them in. And so we're getting all our goods from out of town and bringing it in. Other people, friends, people from Mississippi, Texas, Lafayette, Baton Rouge. People have been coming down to help us out.
What about fuel? I know you can't keep the church warehouse going without fuel or power. What are you running on here?
Well, yeah. So Father Mitch with his friends, the Wagaspack community company, and also the Downs Up non-profit. They came down and brought an 18-wheeler, and we helped fill out. That was last week. We've also had a crew come down from I think Alexandria come down to help us out with some drums of gas, and that's helped us out. We will need more in the now that everyone
gasoline or diesel.
Majority of gasoline. There's a minimal amount of diesel, but yeah, if we could get people to help us out with that, like at least once a week, a good load. Like if someone wants to help us out, we need, because now everyone's running on gasoline. That's the big need. Right. So we got still another list of another 50 generators that are necessary, but our biggest need right now is housing. And I add with that is cleaning of houses, is maintaining of houses, is repairing of houses. So
how many houses or how many people will you think were displaced enough to need housing? Do you have an idea?
Well, I mean, I heard yesterday, you might know better than me, that the Terrebonne Parish has got something like 14,000 people that are displaced. The houses are damaged beyond livable. We have a list just from the people who flow through here of at least 50 in our circle that are living in tents, living in their car, living in houses that are crammed with other families. I mean, that's everyone now. Right. Or living in one room of the house, the rest of the house is destroyed, and the mold is starting to creep up, and it's a state of, like, they're waiting for FEMA to somehow magically help them. They're waiting for their insurance companies, if they have it, to help them. And it's not going to happen for a long time. And if FEMA's helping, they get, like, I just spoke with a woman now who lost everything. She's in New Iberia. She's lost everything. Until October, they'll help her in this motel. But then what? They want to come down. They want to start fixing their house. They want to build. They want to start shrimping again. They want, to get their income in. But there's no way at the moment. Like, what are they have no housing. So
well, let me ask you this, because, and I can donate a generator because we have power back in Houma. Yeah. But I'm not saying that to one up anybody, but I'm making a personal challenge now to anyone watching who has power now at their house, and they might have had a generator. Yes. Can they just drop it off here?
They can come down here. I mean, like, I'll show you my list.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, without showing the names on screen, but like, So these are still the ones that
let the camera get a shot.
I mean, like, just for the privacy, I don't know, but like these are lists that these are still needed, these are still needed, that's still needed, these are still needed. These ones we've already given out, so we've so I'd say another 40 or another 50. I don't think it will take long to reach that. So I imagine we might get an influx now that more than we can handle. But I mean, like, I'm sure that if someone could, we would definitely use that. I mean, more than all of these houses, even, and there are people who want to repair their house, they can't do it without a generator either. So all of them will be gladly accepted, yeah.
And you know what I've always known about the residents of Dulac, goes as well for all the Bayou communities. They don't wait on somebody to tell them to rebuild. They're out there rebuilding already because they're so used to it. And with the insurance, the way it is, they have no choice.
Yeah, well, yeah, but some problems are that the insurance will tell them they can't because, like they need to have the adjuster look at it, whatever. Like, so they're stuck in like this catch-22. So the best help we could get, and I know that our government's trying the best. I know that our local government, I know Danny Babin's been doing a great job. I know he's been in contact with Gordy Dove as well. But if we can get some kind of like system of housing that they can put on their properties, I know I'm asking a lot. I mean, we don't have the resources. It's not even it's not my job to do that. I mean, it is my job to find housing to try to help people in that. And this is one outlet to try to ask for this. But if the government, and this is what taxpayers' dollars are for, I guess, to help these people, with some kind of housing where they can stay on their property and repair their house at the same time and get out of the mold that they're in at the moment. Because it's here it doesn't look like much, but when you start to go out and you meet the people out there and you see what they're going through, they'll go through it. They'll do it.
Great things are happening at Southdown. Caring happens here. We are Southdown. Successful, determined, and noteworthy.
We are Southdown!
Tony Alford and Priscilla Larbinger have been the foundation of what is now Alford and Associates. Their passion and vision have been embedded company-wide. It's not just about insurance. It's about making sure that our community is strong and protected for the next generation.
We analyze and then custom design your insurance policies to fit your business's needs, not the insurance carriers.
It's quite simple. It's the mindset of our organization to protect you from life's hardships.
Your benefits are our business.
Dreams, as powerful as they are, can be vulnerable.
Quite scary as it enters the Gulf. Millions without power.
At Hancock Whitney, we fight for the dreams of our clients. Because we're not just a bank. We're 4,000 of your friends, neighbors, and customers. So keep dreaming. We've got your back.
ETEL Business. Your business, our priority. Business is fast, so you need to stay ahead. With fiber internet, phone, and Wi-Fi that's even faster. For a limited time, when you purchase 2 business services, you get 3 months free. That means your business is backed by ETEL's Fiber to Business network, powered by local experts. Save now on the speed you need to run your business and get 3 months free with 2 or more services. Visit etelbusiness.com. ETEL Business. Your business, our priority.
West Park Climate Controlled Self-Storage is a state-of-the-art storage facility with clean, convenient, and secured climate-controlled storage. Open 7 days a week with professional storage counselors to assist with all of your storage needs.
I'm Tammy. Come see us at West Park Storage for all your packing and storage needs.
Hi, I'm Kelly. We also have parking for RVs, boats, and cars with 24-hour access.
Hi, I'm Tricia, the manager of West Park Storage, and we would like to thank you for 16 years of great service, and we hope to provide many, many more.
They're here.
You brought all these players in your Buick?
Yeah, and there's 3 rows.
So you.
Your Buick has Apple CarPlay. Where do I plug in?
It's wireless.
That's so you. What do I do with these? Careful, it's kind of busy.
Oh, I got this with my superpowers.
And a little help from your Buick.
At the heart of every Buick SUV is you. Get this low-mileage lease on this 2021 Buick Encore GX for around $199 per month. See your local Buick dealer.
Great things are happening at Southdown. Students are happy here. We are Southdown. Successful, determined, and noteworthy.
We are Southdown!
Counting from this perch where we're doing the interview, the ramp by the church, I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 uninhabitable homes. So this is in 200 yards. So I can imagine the amount of devastation. I'm making a plea. Anybody watching this show, please, if you finish with your generator, Holy Family Catholic Church in Dulac, Father Antonio's going to be here, volunteers are here. Just bring your generator. Come up the ramp, drop it off, and make a donation to the church. And feel good about yourself. And I appreciate what you're doing out here with your team. You got a great team in there, and I appreciate the spirit you do with it.
But that, and like everyone around here is exhausted, like, even our crew, and we apologize if we haven't been able to reach your needs, or at times there's been moments where we haven't been able to. Even I've sometimes even done things or said things that weren't even charitable, so I apologize on my behalf and on behalf of my team if we haven't been able to help you guys as good as we can, but we're trying our best. So,
well, Father, like I said, you're very spiritual, but you're still human. So everybody needs a break, right?
Yeah, please pray for us. And we're not the only ones going through. Everyone is down here. All the other churches. I mean, the Catholic Church, the bishop's been doing a great job helping us out, and all the Catholic charities as well. We one request is. We're trying to change the operation of everything. So incoming food, and so food is not our problem at the moment. We don't need food. We don't need clothes. Cleaning supplies we've got a lot of. So basically we're sending most of our people to Catholic charities when they want to give to us. And then once a week we'll call them and they'll bring it down, because we like the intake and out the uploading and offloading, it's exhausting us. We need to do it more organized.
Catholic Charities handles all of that for you.
Yes, they're doing that for us now, and then they'll bring that down as much as possible. You get people from from other states that come in. We can't refuse them, of course. For the bigger items like generators, for dehumidifiers, for air conditioners, they're another big thing. We take them all here as much as we can, yeah.
Father Antonio, thank you so much for what you're doing, and now maybe you'll give us a little tour and show the people out there what's going on inside the church.
Yes, definitely. Well, Sister Clara's over there. She's in charge. I don't know if you can see her back there. She's in charge of the operations within the whole church. But in this room here, Sister Eleora is the one that sorts everything out. So behind us we have the canned goods. This was where our handicap or people in wheelchairs would sit for worship. So canned foods, these aren't going real quickly. People can't cook at the moment. Well, they might be able to, but they need water. We're starting to get water back so we can start washing. So,
yes, peace and good. I'm Sister Eleora. This is correct.
Yeah.
I am from Arizona originally, where these things don't happen. So this has all been very new for me. So we make up packs of cleaning supplies to give out to people, so they have everything all together at once as much as possible. Then we've got various hygiene supplies down here with extras in the pews as you go down. Then we have snacks. We make up snack packs. They're very popular with people.
We had a stained glass window up there, which sort of is echoed behind us. You can see that later. That was blown through, and if you can see our Mr. Stanley boat there, that stained glass window was pushed entirely, not like piece by piece, but entirely over the boat and onto our pews here, where you can see a little bit of damage. I don't know if you can see, but there's damage on either side. The glass all shattered here. These columns were lifted up about a foot or two above from the ground. So this one, you can see all the way down here, and all of this here was blown out. The whole roof was lifted, that's correct. Luckily, there's no water leaks so far as we can tell. So we can still do this, but it's not adequate to have public worship in. So we're celebrating Mass, another invitation, underneath our Life Centre outside every Sunday at 10:30. Since we're stopping incoming goods and they're going to Catholic charities, we want to try to empty this out as much as possible and then regulate it. And then, God willing, when we get electricity back, that's when we'll start to squeeze it down to maybe once a week. A prayer every morning is the priority, of course. Some I've had to go to confession frequently for not keeping as much, not only for my lack of prayer, but for other things as well. Lack of patience, you could say. At times it runs thin. But, we celebrate Mass all the time, and we have our regular prayer routine that we try to keep up with as much as possible. Without that, we would run dry completely. Okay, just wanted to say one more thing, is that we're trying to start an adopt-a-family, pairing families from other places like Lafayette, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, or somewhere out of town who hasn't been affected, who want to help. We can't actually, it's out of our power to be able to help all of them, but if they want to help individually, families, we're trying to pair them up, adopt a family with a family down here. So if you're interested in helping out, if you want to call my assistant, my administrative assistant, on 231-620-1536. That's 231-620-1536. And we'll sort of try to get people lined up with that.
Right.
Yeah.
We're working
Thank you.
together. All right, there you have it from Holy Family Catholic Church. We're going to take a break. We're coming right back. We're staying in the Dulac area. We want to show you interviews we had with the residents, the sheriff, and people that are actually living in tents. And they're happy and they're making it work. But it just reminds us that how fortunate we are in other areas to have a bed to lay on. That's coming up next.
Over the years, Louisiana's Cajun Bayou has seen more than its fair share of challenges. We're no strangers to adversity, and we know what it's like to struggle. These are unprecedented times, and while people will say this time is like nothing they've ever seen, we've heard that before. And just like all the other times, we'll get through this. Remember the good times. Remember Lafouche.
I feel so overwhelmed. Being a mom, wife, employee, and now a teacher is exhausting. How do I keep my family safe from everything going on in the world?
Do any of these thoughts sound familiar to you? If so, you are not alone. The South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority offers support, counseling, and treatment geared at helping you where you are right now in the midst of this pandemic and your own personal crisis. The South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority, helping people, changing lives.
At Big Wheels Travel Center, the fun and excitement are just around the corner in Bayou Blue. Big Wheels is open 24 hours a day and features 24-hour security, clean restrooms, and a wide selection of beer, soft drinks, and chips for all your needs. While you're there, visit the casino for daily cash prizes and drink specials 7 days a week. You'll get the feeling as if you're in a lush Vegas-style casino. Big Wheels also has one of the largest subways in the area. So stop by Big Wheels Travel Center, where everyone's a winner.
Hi, I'm Hunter Haydell with Terrebonne Ford. Let's talk Pro Power on board. We set up this tailgate to show the power and versatility of this new feature. It's a generator that's built into the truck and has 7 outlets and up to 7,200 watts of power. You have 5 outlets in the rear of the truck as well as 2 in the cab. Hey BJ, what we got running off the Pro Power on board right now?
Well, Hunter, today we've got our speaker and microphone, we've got our George Foreman grill, we've got our large fry hattie, we've got our smoker, we've got a couple fans to keep us cool, we've got our TV with the game on, and a blender for some smoothies.
You can monitor the watts being pulled from your ProPower onboard through your screen or the Ford Pass app. Stop by Terrebonne Ford to order your F-150 Power Boost today. Terrebonne Ford in Homer.
We're heading out this morning, opening day of snapper season, and the weather actually looks as good as it has in a long time for opening day. We got out here, we're on a little place we know there's some fish out here. You can see them on bottom, but the current's rolling so bad, we got to see if we can get to the bottom. We might have to put a big weight on and see what happens. Joe's dropping down. We got Joe Stock fishing with us today, Bruce Dodd, John Sheremy, aka Catfish Sheremy, and tell me your name again. Butch. Butch Ventura. So y'all stay tuned. We'll hopefully catch some nice.
Keep On Casting is brought to you by Thibodaux Regional Medical Center. Bronco Industries, leading the field in industrial construction and fabrication. Real Outfitters, proud to be the first family-owned tackle store in Thibodaux, Louisiana.
Hitting bottom, they're jumping on it and taking your bait. So we got them loaded up on the screen right here. Just they snatching all the bait right now. So we're gonna stop before we get to the bottom. Probably getting to the bottom, they jumping on it, taking the bait before you can even get the slack out. See what Mr. Bruce can do. Let him take, you'll feel the rod get heavy. Dude, we over the top of them. Hooked up, Butch. Oh. Another shark? Oh, that's a hammer, dude. It's a nice one. Good job there, Butch.
Bring him down here.
We got Joe hooked up. We'll catch a few snapper here and try a couple other spots. Try and get some big ones. But the little ones are good to eat. Got one, Bruce? There he is. Red snapper. Oh, that's a baby. Butch, you hooked up too? Triple hookup.
Where's your measuring now? Oh, no.
Got him. Oh, dude. It's pulling good. Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, that's a nice one. Hey, y'all brought the ringer, huh?
That's a hammer.
That's a good fish. John, Bruce, what you got on there?
I don't know, but I got it. Ain't good. Shark. Probably.
Go ahead there, Butch. Good job.
Big hammer. Big snout.
Cool. Dude.
Yeah,
that's a big snapper, dude. What?
That's a good one.
Joe's hooked up. Get him. Oh yeah. Snapper coming on the boat. Hooked up, John? Yep. Hooked up in the back. Back on, hooked up, Bruce.
Bruce ain't giving him no game.
Bruce, tell him where you hail from.
Clinton, Louisiana.
Clinton, Louisiana. Who was your dad? He was a lieutenant governor?
Lieutenant governor and superintendent of education. Bill Dodd.
I was back, he was Lieutenant Governor under Earl Long in 1948, 1952.
Old Louisiana politics.
Old Louisiana politics.
What was the book you wrote? Pea Patch Politics?
Pea Patch Politics. That was the days, the Longs and McKithens, Jimmy Davis.
There was a lot of crazy stuff that went on back then?
Crazy, and it wasn't like today. When the election was over, everybody pretty much got to be friends as soon as the election was over. You cussed each other and hollered, and
like
today is cutthroat. You fall out for life today.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Dude. Nice red snapper. Got John, a.k.a. Catfish Jeremy. Catching all the little ones. Maybe your rod's too little. Heard that before?
Yes, I heard that. Go!
Holy cow. Maybe I gotta get him a bigger hook. Not on it, huh?
Oh, yeah, baby. That's a keeper.
Dude, that's a hammer.
That's a keeper.
Nice one, bruh. Go. What? That's some meat. Thank you. Came off?
Those stones are really what they say they are. Is that the one that don't move? Some that hug?
Yeah.
They don't move?
Toadfish. Get him, JoJo.
Oh, Joe got a good one this time, baby.
Dominic.
Get him, Joe.
Oh, yeah, dude. You got your hammer now. Finally, huh?
Finally. The smallest piece of squid they got. Not the biggest one.
Who's down in that heavy snapper?
No. They're almost extinct.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Finally, John read his directions. In 30 seconds, he had it working.
Took him 2 days to figure out how to turn it on. Yeah.
Get him, D.
But we got to hold his feet so he don't fall overboard.
Oh,
man.
Dude, good one.
Awesome.
So we're weeding. That's a nice one, dude. So we're weeding through some little ones.
Big one.
Lots of little ones over here, but we're picking up the occasional big snapper, so it's fun. Dominic. It's called a nice one, bro. Nice American red snapper. It's a good one?
Oh, man.
That's the best fish I ever had.
Oh, absolutely. Red snapper is awesome.
I hunt down in Old Mexico on the ranch. We do that all the time. We bring fresh fish and cook them up on a mesquite grill, make tacos.
Oh, yeah. He ain't huge, but he ain't bad. We're going to throw him back for sure. So this patient told me a joke the other day. He goes, so Boudreaux and Clotilde, they were coming home, and they decided to stop off at a bar and get a drink. So they're sitting at the bar table. Boudreaux's drinking his beer. A little bit later, he goes, man, he said, I love you so much. And Clotilde goes, Boudreaux, she said, is that you or the drink talking? He goes, oh, that's me talking to the drink.
You know Grafton Dermatology as one of Louisiana's premier skincare and skin cancer treatment centers. Grafton Dermatology will bring your beautiful body to its healthy fullest. Grafton Dermatology provides advanced treatment for all skin conditions, repairing, healing, enhancing. Grafton Dermatology, defining healthier skin and beautiful bodies for over 15 years.
Whether your game is on the field or in the backyard, Thibodaux Regional Sports Medicine Center will help keep you safe. Winning is your priority. Your safety is ours. With advanced concussion testing technology, certified athletic trainers, and sports medicine trained physicians and therapists, we bring our A game. Because you can win it only if you're in it. Play it safe with Thibodaux Regional Sports Medicine Center, official sports medicine provider of Nichols Athletics.
Oh, that's something down there, right there.
Just seen that frame that
last year.
Double hook
Double
up.
hook up.
Double hook up.
Let me get out the way.
We pulled up, this is a little submerged area that I know about, and a lot of times this is a whole bigger snapper. John dropped down, hooked up immediately, Bruce was right after him. Seen lots of fish on the screen, so we know they're down there. A lot of times with all the pressure, you have to find these other little areas where they don't have as much fishing going on.
Gotcha, man.
Big ones will hang out here.
Come on, Joe.
Get him, JoJo. There he is.
You got it, old man? You can handle it? You can handle that?
Bruce, what you doing, bruh?
All I want to handle like that.
Hooked up. Hooked up. Triple, triple.
All right.
We got JoJo hooked up.
Get out the way. Line.
Oh, that's a good one, bro. Nice red snapper. Cool. That's a nice one, dude. Nice one.
What's that?
That's a baby. What you got, JoJo?
Feels decent.
Oh, you caught that on John's rod.
I apologize, John.
I think I won the award.
Oh, John! He beat you!
Go! What?
I think I caught sacklay bigger than that.
Yeah, I was about to say, I didn't know we were fishing sacklay.
Wow. Hooked up on a diamond jig. Get him, Joe. So we don't get this many nice days out here in the Gulf of Mexico. So we got a good day. Gonna take advantage of it, try and catch a limit of several fish. Get on some beeliners, it'd be nice. We'd have to ease out. Can hit this if we want to ease out. Is he fighting good?
Yeah, it's all right.
Nailed that diamond jig.
You gonna put my hook now?
Ooh. Wow.
Hold it, Doc. We got Terry over here jerking him, man. He got that big smile, boy. He's happy.
No, that was a good one.
That's Brent Tashford right there.
Who is it? Brent Tashford?
Come mark his spot, yeah.
Hooked up.
Oh, there you go, baby.
Got a little one. He's a West Delta keeper, but not for here. Dude, you got a good one, Bruce.
I believe he pulls hard and then he kind of slacks up a little bit. He pulling like a great big one.
Yeah. ARS. And got some little ones over here too. Start calling some of these. Try and catch us some big ones. Let him go. Get him, Bruce.
John's
John?
hook up.
Triple hook up.
Triple hook up. Oh, quadruple hook up.
Quadruple hook up. Let me know when y'all get close. Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, nice one.
They all the same size. Ooh, that's a good one, bro. And that keeps though.
Good fish in well.
That's a pretty good one there, Dominic.
Yeah, man.
Caught him on a diamond jig.
Nice one, baby.
All right, bud. Good job. Red slapper. Get him, Dom. Explain what you did.
Well, I got a, what you call it, diamond jig. It's like a glow-in-the-dark color. I dropped it down on this pipe line. I'm kind of jigging them up off the bottom. And this spot is so small that it's, you have a tight margin to hit it. Well, obviously hit it with his boaters. Yeah, I dangled it good enough for the group, but I think it's tasty, you know, or whatever.
Hope it's a grouper.
We got enough red in the fish box.
Mm-hmm.
Color diversity.
Yeah, I called him. Red snapper. We got all the red snappers. We were just trying a couple little spots. We try to find underwater spots when we pass over them, and we marked something down here. Looked okay, but it was so small we couldn't stay on top of it. We got a little current and a little wind, so we're going to ease out west and try to get on some mangrove snapper and maybe a grouper and some cobia, so stay tuned.
You know Grafton Dermatology as one of Louisiana's premier skincare and skin cancer treatment centers. Grafton Dermatology will bring your beautiful body to its healthy fullest. Grafton Dermatology provides advanced treatment for all skin conditions, repairing, healing, enhancing. Grafton Dermatology, defining healthier skin and beautiful bodies for over 15 years.
Whether your game is on the field or in the backyard, Thibodaux Regional Sports Medicine Center will help keep you safe. Winning is your priority. Your safety is ours. With advanced concussion testing technology, certified athletic trainers, and sports medicine trained physicians and therapists, we bring our A game. Because you can win it only if you're in it. Play it safe with Thibodaux Regional Sports Medicine Center, official sports medicine provider of Nichols Athletics.
We're back in the kitchen today, and we're going to show you how to make a snapper ceviche. So we've got a nice snapper fillet here. We went snapper fishing. Opening snapper season was this Friday. We went Friday and Saturday and caught some nice red snapper. When you're trimming these fillets out, you want to make sure you get all the red off of there. That red is where you got up kind of close to the skin when you were cleaning the fish, or red at their midline, and it has a fishy flavor. Also, I generally cut off the tail because it'll get kind of fibrous down there. Once you got this all cleaned up, all the red off of there, we'll kind of cut it into some little strips. Just about like that. And once again, you want to kind of feel for bones at the same time you're doing this. Make sure you don't feel any bones. Once I got it nice and cubed up, some nice little cubes. Remember, you want this to be able to fit on a cracker or a chip. And a lot of times, Becky will make this for us as soon as we get in. We'll be cleaning fish. She'll take a piece of snapper and make ceviche out of it. So we take this. You can see I've already done this. We have the snapper all cubed up. We squeeze limes onto that. It's the acidity in the lime juice that actually cooks the fish. So it'll go from this color, which is kind of a clear pink, to a whitish color as it cooks. You can see this is turning more white. So we're in the kitchen again. We've got a snapper ceviche. This is soaking in lime juice. It's been soaking probably 15-20 minutes. Becky's gonna add the ingredients.
So I chopped up cucumbers, tomatoes. I have a little bit orange bell pepper, diced jalapeno peppers with a little extra juice, and then diced banana peppers with a little extra juice. Okay, we're just gonna mix all of this together. Usually when you have ceviche in restaurants, it really don't have this many ingredients mixed in together, but I just like the banana peppers and jalapeno peppers. Just gives it a little extra flavor. And I like the orange bell pepper. It just looks pretty. The colors come together, and Bo laughs at me because I always have to have that bit of orange in there. It just makes it look really pretty.
And those are cherry tomatoes that we're using in there.
Yeah, sweet cherry tomatoes. That's it.
Done?
Done.
Cooked?
Perfect.
Let me try some.
Try it.
Great flavor. I think the cucumber really makes it.
Yeah, very good.
Mm-hmm. Nice on a hot day. That lime, really good.
So if you want the recipe to the snapper ceviche, you can go to keeponcastingtv.com.
You know Grafton Dermatology as one of Louisiana's premier skincare and skin cancer treatment centers. Grafton Dermatology will bring your beautiful body to its healthy fullest. Grafton Dermatology provides advanced treatment for all skin conditions, repairing, healing, enhancing. Grafton Dermatology, defining healthier skin and beautiful bodies for over 15 years.
Whether your game is on the field or in the backyard, Thibodeau Regional Sports Medicine Center will help keep you safe. Winning is your priority. Your safety is ours. With advanced concussion testing technology, certified athletic trainers, and sports medicine trained physicians and therapists, we bring our A game. Because you can win it only if you're in it. Play it safe with Thibodeau Regional Sports Medicine Center, official sports medicine provider of Nichols Athletics.
So one of the knots that we use all the time, and this is a line-to-line knot where you're tying one line to the other. And the main reason you use this is so you don't have a swivel in between there. Those mangrove snapper can see really good, and they can definitely see a swivel. That's why we use little hooks also. So what you do, if this is your two pieces of line, you come together like this, one overlapping the other. You make a loop like this, and then you make approximately 5 or 6 twists going back through the loop. Pull it tight, and you want it to make almost like a little coil on there. You take the other one and you do the same thing. Make a loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good enough. And you want that to come together nice and even. Then you have 2 knots that are pulling against each other just like that. And it's rated at almost 100%. You cannot break that any better than you can break the other line. So that's a double uni knot or uni to uni knot. So that's tying one line to the other. That's what we use to tie the monofilament or the fluorocarbon to the braided line. And for snapper, we're usually using about 60-pound braided line and about 20, 30, or 40-pound fluorocarbon. And that all depends on how finicky they are that day. So unity union knot, don't forget it. All right, so we got on the mangroves. They're out here at this rig for sure. Plenty of them. They got some hammers out here. Oh, it's a nice one.
You need a net? We got a net? Or you go flip it? Now that's what we're looking for.
Oh, that's a hammer.
Good job.
20-pound test on a kale hook, guys. So a lot of times, get them, Joe. A lot of times when you're fishing these mangrove snapper, you try different hooks, different pounds of line. This is a 20-pound test, but they're swimming straight down for some reason, so keep trying this, just a kale hook like you trout fish with. So like I said, if you're not catching a mangrove, you keep trying stuff. Kale hook, 20-pound test, leader to leader. Get another one. Keep that to eat. I got a mangrove. All right. Come on, be a big mango. Oh yeah. Oh, look, big lemon fish, get ready. Big cobia. Chased him up. Coming in the boat. All right. Woo! Just caught this big boy, and a big old lemon fish followed him to the top. Go boat! Another grove. Hooked up, get out.
Frozen boat.
There he is.
A lot of lemon fish like that.
Another grove. Light line, small hooks. Pecking away at the groves, getting them. When they get finicky, live shrimp. And this is just a little kale hook. So when they're finicky, we got 20-pound test on here, little kale hook. You can wear them out like this. Live shrimp is great for mangroves. Perfect little size snapper. So mangrove snapper in the wintertime, they move south. I don't know if they go to the reefs or they go to the deeper water structures where there's warmer water, but then they move back in around probably late April and early May.
Get it, baby. Let me get out your way.
Yeah, Grove. Way to go, Joe.
All right.
Like a snapper,
So Dominic just caught this. This is a lane snapper. They're good to eat. You can catch a bunch of them. We're going to drop down, see if we can get some a little bit lower. They might be heavy down there. See what happens. They love live shrimp. There he is.
Mangrove.
Grove. Ah. Gray snapper, mangrove snapper. Well, guys, we had a great time. Opening day of snapper season, we caught some really nice snapper. Also a bonus, we caught some mangrove snapper and a little lane snapper. Great time, good fishing, good partners. Thank you, Bruce.
Wonderful day.
Yes, sir. Bruce Dodd, Joe Stock, thanks as always. Yep. As always, we want to thank our troops. Without y'all, we couldn't do what we're doing here today. And until next time, keep on casting.
Hi, my name is Pastor Troy James. I live in Terrebonne Parish and I am fully vaccinated. How about you? I had a lot of underlying conditions. And for my family and my friends, I did not want to go around them being unvaccinated, so I made it a precedent to be the leader in my family to get vaccinated.
At Big Wheels Travel Center, the fun and excitement are just around the corner in Bayou Blue. Big Wheels is open 24 hours a day and features 24-hour security, clean restrooms, and a wide selection of beer, soft drinks, and chips for all your needs. While you're there, visit the casino for daily cash prizes and drink specials 7 days a week. You'll get the feeling as if you're in a lush Vegas-style casino. Big Wheels also has one of the largest subways in the area. So stop by Big Wheels Travel Center, where everyone's a winner.
Think premium can't be capable? Think again. Introducing the first ever AT4 lineup. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC.
Get $2,500 purchase cash on 2021 Sierra light duty crew cab models. Plus, current eligible GMC owners get an additional $250 purchase allowance.
See your local GMC dealer.
Everyone needs help at some point during their life. The anxiety and sadness that you may be feeling right now can be conquered with the help of experienced counselors. The South Central Louisiana Human Services Authority call line is standing by right now, ready to assist you. Pick up the phone and call 1-877-500-9997 and let us help you through the crisis in your life. Helping people, changing lives. Let our caring staff help you today.
No law degree, no amount of experience can supersede the compassion that our firm gives to its clients.
One of the secrets is to always know your case better than your opposing counsel knows his or her case.
We try to carry those values that we've learned at home into the practice of law. And every client that walks through our door gets 100 years experience when they visit us. I'm Joseph Waits III, and when you come through our doors, you are part of our family.
Louisiana is family, which is why Ford Motor Company is committed to helping our family of dealers, customers, and neighbors restore their lives. If you've been affected by the recent hurricane, we're offering the same pricing we give our Ford family of employees. That means you can get Ford employee pricing on top of all public offers available on select vehicles, helping to get our Louisiana family on the road to recovery.
Hello and welcome to this segment of our Greenleaf Dispensary. So very glad you are joining us. I'm your host, Keith Whiteside, and joining me as always, Mr. Omar Picante. Omar, welcome back to the program.
Hey, thank you for having me, Mr. Whiteside. Glad to join you here today.
Well, man, I am very glad to see you, and it's really good to kind of be seen, because this has been one heck of a storm that really has impacted our area. And as people are going to watch this, I kind of want them to know how things are going. Can maybe we first talk a little bit about, because you guys have your location here on West Park here in Houma, the impact maybe that y'all have seen at the location?
Yeah, it's definitely been a very trying time with the impacts of Hurricane Ida. Caught us kind of a little bit by surprise in terms of the strength and the winds and all of the damage that happened. You know, normally being from Louisiana, we kind of accustomed to hurricane, but this was a special one. So I think it really opened up our eyes to the force and everything that hurricane brought to us.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, personally, me being from the Lafayette, Jeanerette area, of course, I evacuated personally since once I got a good reading of the storm, because at first it was indicating it may go to Lafayette area. It may turn. It was a lot of uncertainty. So, you know, once the coordinates was really dialed in, then we felt, you know, going back to Lafayette was the best place.
Right.
So, you know, that worked out to be a good situation. But, you know, me having a place here in Houma got severely damaged and devastated. So kind of lost a lot with my personal residence here in Houma. But we was very fortunate at the dispensary. Very, very fortunate and blessed. I just feel like it was divine intervention that really played a large role in protecting our business. We sustained very minor damage when you look around and assess the damages around our building, even maybe 2 offices down. The roof was blown off, walls and popped out, windows blown. So it was just that close to us. So. We was very fortunate in that we had very minimal damage. We was able to repair them within a day, but it has severely impacted our customers, and that's the main focus of, you know, wanting to talk about our customers here.
Right, and that was kind of the question, you know, because if you guys sustained the same kind of damage you got at your apartment or your residence here that you got at the dispensary, we would be having a different kind of discussion, because it would really limit and prevent access for your clients.
Yeah, absolutely. We sustained a minimum fraction of the damage at my residence here in Houma. We couldn't be able to open. It would have been a start over, which is a lot of things, the sentiment of a lot of our customers at this time, because we reached out and we talked to a lot of customers. Even though we don't have any telephone and phone lines, we was lucky enough to forward our calls to our answering service. So our answering service has been receiving messages where they forwarded directly to our cell phone. So we've been able to communicate with patients, and it's a lot of gut-wrenching, you know, very heartbreaking in terms of the devastation that they have sustained, the situation where some of our customers are still without power, some has just gotten power. So, you know, we've been on the front lines of anything that we can do outside of providing medication to assist, because we're here, we're part of the community, and we want to assist each and every one by, you know, any way that we can.
Well, and I know one of the things, being in the health field like you guys are, we tried to find as many options as we could to stay in contact with people, finding out where they are, finding out what they need, and being able to provide that. And so being able to forward those phone lines has really helped for you guys. Have y'all been able to stay in touch and communicate a little bit more frequently here as the time has passed a bit since the storm?
Yeah, we have. We have our Facebook page and also patients calling in too. We was very fortunate enough to be able to open last Monday on a generator. Our generator, good thing that we have that available. That's been instrumental in allowing us to operate. And that was a requirement by the Board of Pharmacy. So it really became an important component and allow us to operate. And it powers about 60-70% of the building, essential things, but it allows us to open. And the feedback, from customers was tremendous. They just were so happy and glad that we was open. A lot of our patients was running out of medication. They was happy to come in to talk to us. And, our conversation with them has evolved way beyond just medication, because we know them on a personal level. So just to hear their stories, offering comfort, offering different resources, what's available, how can you get in touch with, different entities to be able to aid and assist in the recovery efforts, has been a tremendous help, I believe, to them.
Well, and listen, you bring up a really valuable point. As we finish out this segment, we're going to talk a little bit more about it in the next segment. But when we've got people with chronic conditions, and then we put a Category 4, almost Category 5 hurricane, and the devastation that people have seen in this and the surrounding areas, it's the stress level that can really exacerbate and really make some of those conditions worse. And so I, as a community social worker, am incredibly thankful that people like you and your team were helping those people and being a significant resource.
Yeah, absolutely. In addition to the normal thing, this has brought a lot of stress in terms of, people's mental health as well. So that's why it was so important for us to be open, to be a resource, not only for medication, but also conversation. What else can we do outside of what we normally doing best at to be able to assist? And patients really appreciate that. They was able to get good information. They know that we're there, and it's been a great help to them.
Well, we appreciate that. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, more with Omar Bacante with another Greenleaf segment when we return. Don't go.
At Barker Honda, we're overflowing with used cars.
We have over 100 used cars, trucks, and SUVs priced to sell.
Many units under $8,000. Save thousands on light and used certified vehicles.
At Barker Honda, every unit goes through a 120-point inspection.
So you can buy with confidence.
Come see us today here at Barker Honda Used Cars.
Because you know it's better at Barker.
Our dear South Louisiana community is recovering from one of the worst storms our area has ever seen. At Cardiovascular Institute of the South, our hearts are with you and we stand with you as we have for nearly 40 years. Times like these are a true testament to the unity and humanity of our vibrant community. We are resilient. We will rebuild, and we'll get through this. We have a bright future ahead, and we're moving forward. Together, we will emerge stronger than ever.
Here at South Louisiana Bank, we support our neighbors, the organizers, the helpers, the leaders, the dreamers. We support those that move our community forward. Louisiana has grown from the dedication, commitment, and loyalty of the people who call this beautiful place home. We are proud to offer our services to the communities in South Louisiana. South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together.
Renee is not an influencer. She's more of a groundbreaker. Just look at the way she's reshaping and reimagining her 4-acre slice of heaven. It's not hard to tell she's the real deal. Renee runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor because out here, you can't fake a job well done. Nothing runs like a Deere.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Ida, insurance companies may try to pay you much less than your losses or even deny your claim altogether. St. Martin and Bork and Hoffest Duval are partnering together to help you during this difficult time. Our hurricane insurance recovery attorneys will fight for you and your loved ones. Go to myidaclaim.com for your free case review today. Never give up because your insurance company has denied your claim, and never accept a lowball offer. Let St. Martin and Bork and Hoffest Duval help you weather the storm. Visit myidaclaim.com today.
Think premium can't be capable? Think again. Introducing the first ever HT4 lineup. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC.
Get $2,500 purchase cash on 2021 Sierra light duty crew cab models. Plus, current eligible GMC owners get an additional $250 purchase allowance.
See your local GMC dealer.
Hello and welcome back to another segment from our Greenleaf Dispensary. Very glad to have with Greenleaf Mr. Omar Picante joining us. Omar, welcome back to the program.
Thank you, Mr. Whiteside. Thank you for having me join you here today.
I appreciate it. And thank you and your team for what y'all are doing, because, you know, I got to tell you, the fact that you have a newer building, a newer remodeled building is a blessing.
Sure.
Some of these older buildings didn't fare as well. In fact, like you said, even just a couple doors down, lots of windows out and ceiling and roof going. And so very glad that that's there. And the reason is for exactly what we were talking about just a minute ago. You are actually, the greatest gift that we can ever give anybody is the gift of presence.
Sure.
Y'all have been present.
Yeah, and that's been a true blessing. We just feel so fortunate in the minimal damage that we sustained. So, you know, going through that construction phase, we really had a good coverage of starting out and building it, you know, specific to code, and above and beyond,
right?
Especially with the roof,
right?
Of having that really secure. So I think that was instrumental, along with the grace that we received from above, to provide protection. So that enabled us to be able to withstand what others, you know, different properties haven't been able to. So we was very, very fortunate. So that has enabled us to be open and to really be a resource for our patients and for community in general, because like I said, we're from the community, we're part of the community, and we always want to be that helping hand to the community.
And there have been so many more things needed than just their medication. But look, I want to tell you, finding medication for people has been, it's been a real struggle. And fortunately, y'all, 2 Mondays ago, were able to open up.
Yeah, and that's been the exciting part. Patients was so glad. They was wondering, well, what we gonna do? You know, are we gonna have to travel to Lafayette? We're gonna have to go New Orleans. You know, we was happy here, and we was able to, I'm glad that we're able to be that sound place where they can still come where they're comfortable with. So being present, coming in, understanding their needs. Some of the needs have been changing because of the sheer stress level. When you work hard all your life to build your livelihood and your house and things, and although it's material, it still takes a while to be able to let that sink in and process, you know, of something that you built all your life, and all of a sudden it's taken away from you in a matter of a second. So, you know, putting it in perspective of understanding what's going on, but mostly looking to the future and know that, you know, you can rebuild along with the people around you to be able to, you know, address any needs that may come up.
Well, and also having, you mentioned it earlier, it's a really good point, having both the mental and the physical stability to be able to do that. That's the big concern for people with chronic conditions. With a lot of your clients, a lot of your patients, they need to know that they're going to be able to handle this, and a lot of these medications help them, and be physically. Sometimes you got to push yourself, you know, in these kinds of situations when you probably wouldn't, but having their medication has really helped. And so tell us a little bit about some of what I don't want you to share personal stories, but a little bit about what you heard and maybe some of the relief that you brought to a situation that didn't have much relief.
Yeah, a lot of the patients, because of the damage, they're doing more physical activities, cleaning out the yard or trying to move broken limbs and so on and so forth. So, you know, a lot of patients call with increased pain as it relates to them being more physical, being just to try to get their sense of normalcy back. So that was a big help by us being open, because now, their situation in terms of their pain level and the stress level has increased. So they're looking forward to having, you know, medication that can address it. So we've been getting numerous calls and patients coming in just, the stress level, the anxiety, the unknown, coming to grips with all of that. And then, being without power, the living condition has deteriorated. So all of this have contributed to the anxiety, the stress levels through the roof. So by us being open and them coming in and talking with the pharmacist, my partner Donald Richard, adjusting the medication, it's been a huge relief. And they can't thank us enough, but we can't thank them enough, because that's what we're here for. That's our calling, that's our mission, and we're going to fulfill our mission in serving and helping patients at all costs.
I got to imagine, before we get into some of the new products,
Sure.
and we're going to do that in the last segment, but I got to imagine that one of their big fears may have been, can you get the medication in? It sounds like y'all did an exceptional job of keeping those pathways open, of getting all of your products in.
Yeah, and we was fully stocked before the storm came in, so we had the latest medication that was available. We have our procedures in place that is mandated by the Board of Pharmacy, by having a generator active, natural gas powered, that automatically cuts on when power it goes off the main line. So, our generators kicked on immediately, and that continuous source of natural gas allow it to continuously operate. So, we never lost some power and abilities within the shop. So all we had to do is make sure that our connectivity of our software and hardware was together, and we was able to operate off of Wi-Fi. So we was technically all ready to go. So, once we came and assessed the situation and seeing and testing our abilities, we knew we wanted to be open at all costs. Even if the system was down, if it goes back to where we had to handwrite things, then that's what we was going to do, because patient being able for them to get their medication is most important.
Yeah, and again, the fact that you fortified the building, you had the generator as per the code, you were able to access everything, you were able to get back to all the Wi-Fi that you needed, you didn't have to go to paper, you made it work for them, and you planned for that ahead of time. We want to look to the future, and when we come back from our next break, we're going to look forward to a couple new products that you have. We'll do that when we come back.
Thank you.
All right. We'll be right back with Omar Picante with Greenleaf right after this break.
Our town is your town. Our state is your state. On the winding bayou, we always see you. Our men and women who protect our safety. Our town is safe because of you. You don't always hear it, so let me say it. Loudly and boldly, let me display it. You're not forsaken. We truly thank you. Our town is safe because of you. As the badge goes on, the trucks get ready and then roll on. The highway is safe, the men in blue. Our town is safe because of you. And when the times get tough, our tough get going. While we sleep, Charlie Company is running. And once again, we say it sincerely. Thank you. Our town is safe because of you. At Beacon NDT Services, we thank you.
If you have nasal breathing difficulties, snoring, mouth breathing, gritting and grinding of your teeth, TMJ, or headaches during the day, along with fatigue, depression, weight gain, you may have sleep apnea, which can easily be diagnosed via an in-office visit and home sleep study. If you or a loved one are having these symptoms and it's impacting your life, please schedule an appointment with us for an evaluation.
Think premium can't be capable? Think again. Introducing the first ever AT4 lineup. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC.
Get $2,500 purchase cash on 2021 Sierra light-duty crew cab models. Plus, current eligible GMC owners get an additional $250 purchase allowance.
See your local GMC dealer.
Hello, this is Keith Whiteside with this segment of Greenleaf Dispensary, joined by our host, Mr. Omar Picante. Omar, thanks for joining us again.
Thank you for having me again, Mr. Whiteside. I'm glad to join you here today.
All right. My partner in crime here, and I don't want to compete with Donald. Now, he's the real partner there. And speaking of, one of the things that you and Donald work really hard at is always trying to find the best products, the newest products, the most available products to help your people who are having issues. Let's talk a little bit about some of those new ones that y'all have.
Yeah, absolutely. We always looking for the best products, the newest products that come on the market, so that first we can be educated by it, so that we can educate our patients. So working in consortium with our manufacturers, we're able to, give that good feedback so that we can, be able to address, different ailments that come out from patient feedback. Mm-hmm. So that's constantly helping us in developing new products for different medical conditions.
Okay. And I think this first one, you always want to go for the gold. So tell us about this gold formula.
Yeah, this is a new product. It's a CBD product over the counter by Louisiana Hemp Extractors. This is another one of the state licensed CBD manufacturers by Louisiana Department of Health and Hospital and Alcohol, Tobacco, and Control. So what they've come out with, the new addition to just CBD is CBG, which is another cannabinoid that's being researched a lot, in which they're the first to market with CBG in combination with CBD. So it provides an enhanced medical benefits for various topical pains. It has a unique healing property.
Okay.
That's what CBG brings to the table. It assists in healing of any type of injuries that superficial injuries that you have. It has that very unique healing properties that patients are definitely benefiting by. So we're very excited as more research are done, different cannabinoids that the cannabis plant produces. We're just kind of scratching the surface on that. So CBG is coming into the limelight, but a lot of people still recognize CBD, but that combination is being very fruitful in terms of satisfying needs in terms of medical conditions.
So it's really interesting, because we talk about CBD all the time, and now CBG is just kind of one of the newer things that y'all have figured out can help, and it's got that duality to CBD and CBG. Right?
Yeah, that's the excitement, and that's why we wanted to bring it into the shop, so that patients, we found, they talked to the manufacturers, they gave us a lot of literature on CBG, so we know we wanted to have that product available to the public. And with that healing property, superficial injury, CBG is the go-to cannabinoid to be able to remedy that situation.
Okay, and is that first one that goes under your tongue? Is that,
okay. So
it's a
you have the
dropper.
cream
Okay.
for the superficial, and then you have the tincture. So as far as the superficial injuries, it's more of the cream that you apply to the surface of your skin, and it has that definite unique property that is beneficial.
Very cool. Now the second one's a really interesting name, and so I'm really interested in it. I want to hear a little more about this new Welcanna product that's come out.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about this one.
Alien rock candy, and we're just as surprised as anybody else by the manufacturer's name, just as anybody's name. We don't make it from the dispensary level; it comes from the manufacturer.
Right, and you have to go by whatever is the company that they sell it and they promote it as.
Yeah, so it's not candy by no means. So we want to make sure that is put out there. It's a RSO, and it's an all that is used in a middle dose inhaler. So these are the name comes from national strands. So the manufacturer looks upon, what's in the cannabis space nationwide.
Okay.
And these are just names that are national names that they bring, it just come into Louisiana. Okay. So this is a RSO that can be used in multiple ways. It can be ingested under the tongue. It can be put in food products. It can be used in your meter dose inhaler as a vaporizer. So this is the latest indica dominant strand, RSO, in which it's more geared towards nighttime usage. It has similar or very much similar properties as sativa, but because it's indica, that strand leads to relaxation and rest. So this is the strongest RSO on the market because it's 760 milligrams of THC.
Okay.
So it's definitely used for those patients that have a high level of pain or who have are very familiar with cannabis. Mm-hmm. So talk with the pharmacist or the doctor will lead to that usage of alien rock candy. So Patients have come in. We've gotten great response from it. The strength has very much been beneficial to that segment of the population who has severe chronic pain. So this is just another tool in the toolbox that's going to be available. And there's a lot more with that to come, because the manufacturers are actively building new facilities, adding on capacities. There's new edible products that's going to be coming to the market real soon. So a lot of excitement is building still with what's going on within the industry. So we're just looking forward to the future, definitely.
And again, with both of these products coming out, we have the advancement, if you will.
Yeah.
You know, the first one, the gold formula, that CBG, as we found out, is something that's new.
Yes.
A lot more advantages. And then this particular Wakana product with the Alien Rock Candy, it's the strongest available dosage you can take that helps with relaxation. People maybe that have a lot of pain at night, or those people that really need some help with relaxation from some of their chronic conditions.
Yeah, and that's been a good situation in terms of the new development that's coming up, that has come out. Both products have been proven to be very effective at their specific treatment in terms of condition-wise. Patients have been very receptive. So both have been very good in helping patients alleviating pain in any other medical condition.
Well, Mr. Omar, I cannot thank you again for coming on. Always so helpful. Glad y'all are doing well. Glad you're open. More importantly, glad that the patients can get what they need and some new products as well. We thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Weissay, for having me. Thanks again.
All right, and that'll do it for this segment of Greenleaf. Don't go anywhere. Local programming coming up next.
Introducing the redesigned 2022 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross.
Schedule your test drive at BarkerMitsubishi.com.
Drive your ambition. Mitsubishi Motors.
Bacteria and germs run rampant in the air that surrounds us. It's more important than ever to keep our surroundings clean. Introducing BioPure. Specializing in commercial and residential disinfection applications, BioPure's advanced treatment process allows them to disinfect more surfaces quickly and effectively, with no inconvenience to staff or family members. Let BioPure help you create a better environment for everyone. Call for your free consultation today at 985-322-3003.
Domestic violence is daunting, and the psychological effects can do enduring damage. Obviously, all abuse needs to end. But how? The Terrebonne Parish District Attorney's Office is dedicated to ending domestic violence and helping those who have already experienced it. Our office supports many programs that educate and adjudicate abuse towards women. If you are a victim of abuse, call the Terrebonne Parish District Attorney's Office at 873-6500.
West Park Climate Controlled Self-Storage is a state-of-the-art storage facility with clean, convenient, and secured climate-controlled storage. Open 7 days a week with professional storage counselors to assist with all of your storage needs.
I'm Tammy. Come see us at West Park Storage for all your packing and storage needs.
Hi, I'm Kelly. We also have parking for RVs, boats, and cars with 24-hour access.
Hi, I'm Tricia, the manager of West Park Storage, and we would like to thank you for 16 years of great service, and we hope to provide many, many more.
Instead of using prescription opioids to treat pain, it's time to consider other options. There are effective treatments available like acupuncture, nerve block therapy, and electrical nerve stimulation that can reduce your pain, get you back on your feet, and not put you at risk of becoming addicted. For more information or to get help with an addiction, visit opioidhelpla.org.
Make each day feel less every day in a Mazda CUV. Elevate every moment with available iActive all-wheel drive. Create a closer connection with the road and make your journey a little more extraordinary.
And now, drive home a new 2021 Mazda CX-9 and get 0% APR for 36 months at Barker Mazda in Homa, or shop online at barkermazda.com.
All right, buddy, and welcome back to Bayou Time. This is Going Public, and we're trying to get any kind of answers we can in this difficult time. It's almost now almost a month since this storm. It's hard to believe. It seems like yesterday so many ways. Seems like a year ago in so many other ways. But, yeah, it's coming up on a month this next Sunday. So we'll bring in the Director of Solid Waste, Mr. Clay Knockamp. Thanks for being here. And David Rome, of course, Terrebonne Parish Director of Public Works. So, guys, thanks for being here. I know there's a ton of questions everybody wants to ask you guys. I know New Orleans, we see the garbage pickup there, so that's solid waste. That's your department. Obviously, completely different things. Let's talk about solid waste. Where are we at as far as getting stuff out of people's yards and getting them out of the way, getting cleaned up?
Well, as far as their household garbage, we on track. There may be a few areas that got accidentally missed and all, but we're on regular collection. Everybody's, except for where it was passable. Let me put it this way: where it was passable, everyone should have probably had about 3 going on 4 collections by now. Some areas did get left out inadvertently, and we're identifying them and getting it picked up. But for the most part, everybody's garbage is getting picked up. Far as the contractor, he's got all his labor under control. They back in town, they back working, so we're getting things done that way. If your garbage hadn't been picked up, you need to call our office and let us know about it so that we can put them on notice, and let's find out why they're not in that area and getting it picked up.
Yeah, those guys have been great. They've been working on weekends. You well, those guys are here. You're not expecting it. But I guess recovery debris is now the major issue, right? And a lot of people have trees down or other stuff from their house that they want to get picked up in their front yard.
Yeah, and this is highly regulated by FEMA, how we do the debris pickup. We are in the process of our first pass. When we started this on September 3rd, we started picking up debris. We had to go in and look at, we have 12 zones with 83 sub-zones in there so that we can get these trucks in. They have to go into a zone and stay in a zone, get it cleaned up, so they're not what they call cherry picking, going around getting the big loads and stuff, so we want to make sure. So what we did when we started, we had to go in areas that didn't have power lines down. They working in those areas. We also spread out. We have just trucks in just about every area. We have 60 of these big double, 60 of the big black trucks riding, that's doing the debris. The state also has probably 20 to 30 trucks working in the parish. So there's a lot of these trucks working. As of yesterday afternoon, they picked up 373,000 cubic yards of debris. We still got a lot to go. It's just very touching on it. The other big thing that we need help from the public is trying to segregate their debris. We need the green waste put in an area. We need the electronics and large appliances, hazardous waste, construction debris, and household garbage. Especially your household garbage and your green waste. Right now, we're getting a lot of calls where they came by and they picked up, they didn't pick up all the household garbage that I had in bags. Well, it's hard to tell if they're on there. We have this thing with FEMA, it's called the black bag issue, where there's a lot of black bags. FEMA will not pay for those black bags to be picked up with the regular debris because they maybe it's got household waste in it or something other than storm debris. So we have a contract that eventually is going to go around and start picking up the black bags and getting them off the street. But if you have household garbage that's in it, you need to segregate it, get it away from your debris, put it next to your garbage can so that they can pick it up. We encourage people to try to use clear bags and all so that they can see what's in the bags and stuff.
Because, yeah, obviously these big black trucks are picking up mostly trees that are falling down.
Right.
And they can't put stuff that is hazardous because you said you got to reduce that, right?
Right. The green waste, our trees and all, have to be reduced by 50%. So you got to make sure you got some clean trees when they go in. The first pass will be trees, and then as soon as they get the trees and stuff, then they'll come back and get fence boards and stuff like that. It's not considered green waste because it's got it's treated and it's got to be true green waste. So when we get them they get to the temporary debris sites, we are not burning. We have two options. One is to burn, but it's pretty high regulated for us how far you got to be from houses, and the other one is grinding, chipping. And so we are doing the grinding and chipping of all the green waste that come in. If you got metal and stuff, and it doesn't work. Right. So
those all go to different places.
Right. So we got.
Now, will eventually those big black trucks start coming get metal and everything?
Yes, they.
Or are they doing it now, right?
They're actually doing it now. They're doing their first pass as veg, and then they come back and do now the stuff that we are not picking up right now. We're not picking up the electronics, and we're not picking up the large appliances or the hazardous waste. Those things.
So your refrigerators, those kind of things are going to stay out there.
They need to, because we got another contract that we're going to activate to come in to get that stuff. We're trying to get the bulk of the stuff off the road right now, and
that's mostly the trees. And I know what you were saying. Those trucks, as big as they are, fill up pretty quickly when you get a tall tree that's in there.
Yes.
So now he's got to make his way through the subdivision around everything else, our own alignment that are in, get out of town, and I guess you said Valhalla, Trinity. There's 3 or 4 spots they go to.
We have four temporary sites that I'll contract to activate it, and they go to them. They set up throughout the parish. One in North Houma off of Trinity, one on Valhalla, one on the air base, and one on Highway 56 to get some of the bayou stuff when we start picking up the bayou.
Yeah. So it's happening, and it's just going to take a little while. Obviously, it's a tremendous amount of debris.
It's going to take a while,
and it's not just happening in some neighborhoods.
No, it's all over the parish.
That's a joke. I've seen the Facebook. So anyway, that's a joke. Hey, Dave, let's bring you involved because you're involved in this too, right? And I know you did a survey of the drainage for the whole parish. What's that telling us? Is there things stopping things up, or is it moving well?
Well, yes and yes. So immediately following the storm, the very next day at daylight, I had my crews get out on the road, checking outfall ditches, culverts, and moving equipment at that time in the storm is not easy done. So what we have them doing is documenting where all these blockages are within the roadside ditches, lateral canals, culverts, things of that nature. The second day, we were fortunate enough to be gifted with the presence of the 46th Engineering Battalion out of Fort Polk, which is active duty Army. I had 147 troops that we were able to get onto our levees and start assessing the outfall ditches and things like that. A lot of people don't realize how vast Terrebonne Parish is.
Right.
We have over 1,000 miles of canals and canals and ditches that serve our drainage system. And it's even more if you take into consideration Bayou Terrebonne, Bayou Grand Caillou, and those. We have completed that assessment, and we have started removing a lot of the debris. What we have to do, because it's so vast and so much, I mean, the Whiskey Bayou, for an example, which is very, very important to our drainage system, it was almost completely blocked. Every few feet, they had a tree that they had to remove out of it, and they're still working on that and getting it out. But as you know, we had a tropical storm or tropical system come through, right. And fortunately, you know, it's like I tell everybody else, it's like going 12 rounds with Mike Tyson. Right. You're going to get beat up, but we're still standing.
Right.
And we are moving forward with that. And what I'm asking the public, and we will continue, is you know, this is our communities. If you see something that you think you could take care of, take out of that ditch, let's do that. And in concert with what Clay was saying is be mindful of where you're stacking all this stuff. You may be stacking it even on what you think is just flat ground, but that may be the ditch leading to a catch basin. So be mindful where you're stacking that, so that way you're not posing a problem for yourself or your neighbors.
Yeah, this thing came in like 3 days, but it's going to take a lot longer to recover, right? And you're right. I think we've done a good job, though. It seems like the people have come together and done a lot of cleaning up, which now leaves a lot of picking up.
Yeah, we you know, I think the last time I was on the show, you know, I was saying that I was a transplant from St. Bernard Parish, and
right.
and I fell in love with this community because of the resiliency that is here, and the communities, the small communities, the big communities, the parish as a whole has that resiliency to get it done. And I've been floored at the outreach and the outpouring of people who have been affected by it.
Yeah, and look, we want to thank all those guys that have come down from all around the country, right, that have been here. You know, it's like a community for those guys. They've worked, oh yeah, I remember working this storm and this storm and this storm and this storm. So having those linemen and all in town, I think you can see everybody appreciates the way those guys have been working and all this kind of stuff. I tell you, we want to talk about drainage, which also comes into the sewage and solid waste and all that kind of stuff. And it may be an issue. We only got about 40 seconds left here, but is that something that's being worked out where we're cleaning out drains and not having that backup?
Yeah, and we do. So another big number that people don't realize is we have about 23,000 catch basins throughout Terrebonne Parish. On a regular day, we have 2 trucks that service them. We're working to get more in, but we are still asking the public to be mindful of the catch basins in front of their house and their neighbors' houses in order to keep that water going into the drainage system and getting away from their houses. Yes.
All right, we'll talk a little bit more about that. I know some people are interested in that. We'll be right back with more Going Public right after this.
A new company with a lot of history. GIS Engineering has rapidly grown its brand around an experienced team of professionals. GIS Engineering is a full-service planning, engineering, procurement, and construction management company specializing in coastal protection and restoration, upstream and downstream industrial, and transportation infrastructure projects. Putting people first, GIS Engineering, a new company with a lot of history.
Cardiovascular Institute of the South's Ambulatory Surgery Center offers patients advanced and innovative outpatient procedures using the latest technology and treatment options. The first of its kind in the region, this center provides our patients and their families with high-quality care in a convenient, comfortable, and safe environment at a lower cost. Trust your care to the cardiovascular care team you know and love at CIS. Learn more at cardio.com.
Pelican Waste and Debris is your local company. We don't just work here, we live here and understand the unique challenges that face our region. Our commitment to our community and customers and love for Louisiana keeps us motivated. Pelican meets every residential and commercial service need, offering roll-off, front-load, and compactor services, ideal for hotels, restaurants, apartments, construction or industrial sites, and much more. We also make recycling simple and cost-efficient, offering single-stream recycling program options. We have set the highest standards for environmental protection, community engagement, and guaranteed client satisfaction. Visit pelicanwaste.net or call us at 985-873-9553 to save money with hassle-free service. Our team has over 100 years of experience, so we know how to make you happy. The sky is the limit, so fly with the Pelican.
There are many strengths in our cancer center. I think one of the biggest is patients don't have to go elsewhere to get technology for their diagnosis and treatment of their cancer. Our treatment machine, the linear accelerator, allows us to pinpoint and treat cancers with more accuracy than ever was possible before. Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center provides leading-edge technology with the highest quality care and the best treatment options unique to each patient.
A new company with a lot of history. GIS Engineering has rapidly grown its brand around an experienced team of professionals. GIS Engineering is a full-service planning, engineering, procurement, and construction management company specializing in coastal protection and restoration, upstream and downstream industrial, and transportation infrastructure projects. Putting people first, GIS Engineering, a new company with a lot of history.
Hey everybody, this is Going Public. I am Harry McCullough. We're still talking, of course, Hurricane Ida and the aftermath of that. Joining me, of course, the Terrebonne Parish Public Works Director. That is David Rome, and Clay Knockhand, Director of Solid Waste. So guys, thanks for being here. David, we talked a little bit earlier about the sewage backup, and it's all connected because there's drainage, and if there's blockage where the drainage is, then sewage also doesn't have anywhere else to go.
You are right, Harry. So we had some serious outages within our sewer. Actually, we had 100% outage at our sewer. Both of our treatment plants were down. All of our lift stations, we have 184 of them, I believe, throughout the entire parish. So for approximately 3 days, that sewer just was in that system, not moving. And then you have a lot of rainfall, which we call I&I, infiltration and inflow, that gets in that system, and it becomes surcharge, and it's full. We were without water for a couple of days, and then once people started flushing toilets again, what happened was that system was not moving and started backing up onto the streets. Fortunately, we were able to get the treatment plants back online, and it wasn't just a power issue. And a lot of people say, well, you should have generators, and we do. And the generators work, but the mechanics of sewer treatment is what was damaged, and does no good just pumping raw sewage back into the system. But we are back up and running. We do continue to experience some trouble throughout small areas, and we are addressing them as they're reported.
But for the most part, headed downhill.
Yep, all downhill from there.
Hey, let's talk about something. We were talking in between breaks here a little bit about parish employees. You know, a lot of folks, I had 3 weeks off basically from my other job that I do to deal with the storm. You guys didn't have a break, and your employees didn't have a break. And some of those folks don't have a house right now, but they keep showing up. So talk a little bit about that.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I've had employees that came to me that was worried about losing their uniforms in the storm because their houses were destroyed, but they was back to work as soon as they was requested to come back. Came back with open arms to work for the parish, worked sun up to sundown in most places. And the solid waste employees now are still working 7 days a week because of all the construction coming into areas. So we had some employees that lost it. I know for one that was in his house, and is no longer there, and rode out the rest of the storm in his car, but he was still there. And I have other employees, and they come in, and people say, yeah, they there was, and they are. I go in when I tell them good morning, or I see them on the side of the road and thank them for the work they're doing. They all got smiles and, thanking us, so we have some really dedicated employees. I know David has a lot more employees than what I have, so he has some too. That
David, we had talked that you were having a tough time finding employees before this, right? You guys were on the lower end of that, and now you add this, but people are showing up.
But they are. I have 36 employees who have, their houses have been deemed uninhabitable or just not there, and they are showing up every day. And for the first 2 weeks, we were working straight, no weekends off. We'd work from sun up to sundown in order to get those assessments done, to get the critical things back online, and they are coming back online. And those are, I admire these men and women that are doing that. Matter of fact, my wife, she's been working with some nonprofit organizations to get us some supplies specifically for our public works employees. The basic things: socks, underwear, T-shirts. Things that we take for granted because I have a house with a roof and I could go home and do that. They're still wearing the same uniform that they were wearing 21 days ago.
Yeah, it's amazing. And, we all thank these guys on the power lines that are coming in from everywhere, but they do have places back home and they're making a lot of money. These folks are coming to work and they're victims of the storm. So they got it on both sides.
And the other thing is that these employees are coming in and they work in the daylight hours, doing their job, and when it's dark, while everybody else had the time to go get their essential things that was at the pods and stuff like that, the ice, the water, the tarps and all that, they had to depend on their family to get that for them while they was working. So, you know, it's dedication to do that.
It really
And
is.
it's really appreciative from everybody, from administration down to all of us. Appreciate the work they do for us.
Yeah, amazing. And everybody needs a place to live. Hopefully most people can go with relatives and stuff, but that's a tough thing. I see Tanner McGee, you know, with the legislature been talking about temporary housing, that kind of stuff's an issue.
And I do want to mention, Harry, you know, Mr. Dove is working very hard on getting temporary housing, not just for all the citizens that need it, but also for the parish employees. You know, I've been privy to some of those conversations, and he's very passionate about getting, you know, our employees back, because they're the ones who are going to help get this parish back on its feet.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. You forget about that sometimes. You think they're just working. They're living here too, for sure. Hey, down the bayou debris removal, we can talk a little bit more about that. It's they don't have power yet, so you know it's tough to have everybody down there at one time. Huh?
Yeah, you know, if you've seen these big trucks, they're massive. They can't just back up on a dime, can't turn on a dime. And if they get caught up in down there in a roadblock where the power lines are down or something, and they get caught, they backing everything up even worse, and it's slowing your utilities from coming back on. The other thing is that they got a lot of low-hanging wires still. So if they don't see these wires and they pull them out of your house, if you didn't have the wire pulled out of your house and you didn't need to get an electrician, now you got to get an electrician. So we are very mindful of the people down there. We also there's people that still scavenging through the stuff looking for their belongings that they lost, because they're scattered all over.
Oh, yeah.
So we're giving them time, and we will be down there. And we go down there, we're going to clean it all up. And the other thing that people have to be mindful of is that there's two operations going on. We have the parish operations that we take care of everything on parish roads and subdivisions, but the state, FEMA requires the state to take care of the state roads. So if you see
highway,
the state highway and what's
24,
coming, right, what's coming from those. So it's taking a little while, but we will be down there, and we're going to take care of everybody. Look, I've lived here all my life. I've been in public service for since out of high school, and I care about every place here, and we're going to get this parish back in where it was.
Yeah, Clint, let's take another look at, they kind of want us to separate the FEMA for the pickup,
right,
which was also important, but also where you put this is also important, right?
Yeah, you know, you need to be mindful of the fire hydrants, your water meter. These trucks can't see that. We deal with this on a year-round basis with our regular trucks. Need to look for the canopy of trees, where you're putting it at, that if these trucks can reach it. Power lines, you can't be right underneath the power lines. These trucks hit these power lines that could cause life injuries to them, and more power outage. You need to look for the phone pedestals. If you have underground utilities, look for the electrical boxes that's set on the ground. Don't put nothing there, because when they go there, they're not going to see it, and these things are very powerful, and they grab it, it's coming out of the ground, and you're out of utility.
Right, it's a big scoop. It's a big scoop that they use, and if you put all your stuff right around, you know, the telephone or whatever it is,
right,
they can't see it.
Right, and you know, up against your mailbox, if you're putting it. Well, it's a foot away from our mailbox, but when that scoop goes and it grabs that, whatever's in that area, it's going to line it up with the same line of the scoop, and it's going to swing it, and it can break your mailbox. It could, you know, parking your vehicles. If you got debris, try to make sure because they are working from sun up to sundown, so they drive there and it's car there, they don't have time to go knock and actually to move it. They're going to move on to the next one.
We have any idea how long we're looking at for recovery? I know it's hard
I'm
to
looking
say.
anywhere. Our first pass should be finished in 2 months or so. But we're going to make several passes because people are going to continue working on their yard and cleaning. We're probably looking at anywhere from a year to 18 months that we can say. If you look back at Lake Charles right now, they're still doing pickup in Lake Charles and all from over a year ago. It's going to take some time. You're going to see some real good improvements in some areas. Some areas is going to be a little slower, just depending on the.
Right, and I don't have to tell y'all we're still in hurricane season.
Yeah.
That's
I
not
don't like to
mentioned
talk
that, Harry.
about it, right? You know, but I mean, Lake Charles got hit by 2 of them last year.
Right.
You know, so I don't want to start that. But yeah, what can we do in hurricane season, Dave, to make sure that we're ready? And you know,
Well, I think living in Terrebonne Parish, inherently you are taught the basics of what to do during, prepare for a storm. It's a little different once you get hit, and then you still have to stay prepared. Make sure you have your provisions ready, make sure your medicines, things of that nature. And then from, a public works standpoint, be mindful of your property, of your neighbor's property, and where that debris is being placed. And if you can go out there and pick up some shingles off of a catch basin, you might just save your entire neighborhood.
Right. Yeah, it could sure help out. So do we know how much of the parish? We don't know exactly how much of the parish has power now.
I don't know.
Or utilities, internet, that kind of stuff.
I know each day is a little bit better than the day before. And
Right, like I say, all you got to do is look at all these trucks that are driving up and down. There's people here working on it, right? Those guys ain't coming in for tourism, you know. Well, guys, thank you. I know it's been a trying time. Appreciate you guys' service. Like I said, I had time off, but you guys have been working the whole time. So thank y'all so much for being here.
Thank you, Harry.
All right, that is Going Public. We'll be back more right after this.
West Park Climate Controlled Self-Storage is a state-of-the-art storage facility with clean, convenient, and secured climate-controlled storage. Open 7 days a week with professional storage counselors to assist with all of your storage needs.
I'm Tammy. Come see us at Westport Storage for all your packing and storage needs.
Hi, I'm Kelly. We also have parking for RVs, boats, and cars with 24-hour access.
Hi, I'm Tricia, the manager of Westport Storage, and we would like to thank you for 16 years of great service, and we hope to provide many, many more.
Let's have some fun. The time is right, the party's just begun. Have a good time strong.
On game day, Tiger fans know how to bring it. And with best available horsepower in its class and payload, plus with the power of a mobile generator, you can take it all with you. Ford Trucks. Let the good times roll. Get 0% financing for 72 months, plus 1,000 retail custom order bonus cash on F-150 at your Southern Quality Ford dealer.
Hi, I'm Orlando Williams, and I live in Terrebonne Parish, and I'm vaccinated. How about you? My father entered the hospital with COVID in its early stages. My daddy lived till day 13, and to wake up to a call at 6:45 from the doctor saying you have 2 minutes to get the rest of your family on the phone. He had to die alone. I made it my mission to make sure no other family had to feel this.
ETEL Business. Your business, our priority. Business is fast, so you need to stay ahead. With fiber internet, phone, and Wi-Fi that's even faster. For a limited time, when you purchase 2 business services, you get 3 months free. That means your business is backed by ETEL's Fiber to Business network, powered by local experts. Save now on the speed you need to run your business and get 3 months free with 2 or more services. Visit etelbusiness.com. ETEL Business. Your business, our priority.
U-Drop Shipping and Crating Pros is a highly versatile company that will ship any size, any weight, anywhere. U-Drop Shipping and Crating Pros is a full-service logistics provider focused on expert packing, crating, and transportation solutions. The local oil and gas industry utilizes our professional crating and shipping services that support their offshore and international needs. U-Drop Shipping and Crating Pros is authorized and recognized to construct shipping crates built for exports. U-Drop Shipping and Crating Pros, now at our new location at Capitol Boulevard.
Think premium can't be capable? Think again. Introducing the first ever AT4 lineup. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC.
Get $2,500 purchase cash on 2021 Sierra light-duty crew cab models. Plus, current eligible GMC owners get an additional $250 purchase allowance.
See your local GMC dealer.
We are in LaRose, Louisiana, on Chester Lee Street, and as you can tell, the mud. Come check it out, Dwayne. I'm with Dwayne Dupree, who's on camera today, and this is just nothing but mud. in between the streets. They've cleaned them off. But folks, this is incredible. I've never seen this from a storm. The amount of mud that is caked on these streets is unbelievable. I mean, look at the front of people's homes, and people are cleaning up, and they're trying to make the best of it. But how do you clean this up? I mean, this is as far as the eye can take us. This is like, we used to call this as kids goulash. This is slush. Look right here, Dwayne, right in front of the Jeep. They got to walk through this to load up their vehicles. This is incredible. You could tell it's hampering the drains in the area. And I see people working. Let's see if maybe we could get a couple of comments from somebody who lives here. I see people are checking out all of their, I guess, belongings. But I haven't seen this yet. This is incredible. This is a sea of mud. And how it all got deposited here, I don't know. I'm gonna learn, I guess. Hello, how are you? Hello? How you doing? You've seen better days, huh?
Yeah.
How you doing? Martin Foss, HTV.
Pleased to meet you.
You doing okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, how you doing?
We gotta keep the freezer plugged, save the
Yeah.
food.
Oh yeah. This is amazing. I've never seen anything like this. Where's all this mud come from?
And the coastal in the front.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is incredible.
That's the worst part.
Hey, let's look at it. Have you ever seen anything like this?
No, never.
And what's your name again?
Jay's Barrios.
Okay. Wow. This is a sea of mud.
That's his roof.
Look back here, Dwayne. It's almost ground zero. Did y'all stay for the storm?
Yeah, we stayed across.
Really? What was that like?
That good?
Is it the worst you've ever been through?
Yes.
And how old are you?
61.
So you're around my age, and you were young for Betsy, and of course you've been through Andrew.
Too young to know.
Yeah, you're right. And y'all been cleaning up and just doing a lot of things, huh?
Yeah. Trying to remodel. They just finished remodeling a month ago.
Yeah.
Now we got to gut it all.
Yeah, all extensive. You got a lot of water in the house too?
Just rainwater.
Rainwater?
Actual flood waters came about 2 inches from getting in the house itself.
Oh, really?
But touching the vinyl, my floor's a little higher.
Right. But did you look at this,
So we flooded
Dwayne?
the
Check this out. I mean, look at this. Blackjack.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that is. Have you ever seen anything like that?
Everything, all these trees didn't have a leaf left on them. So they're saying it's toxic, but everything is growing pretty good.
Boy, it comes back, doesn't it?
Crazy.
But y'all on the eastern eye wall, right? Right here?
We never got the eye.
I mean, you stayed on the eye wall the whole time. Yeah, it'd have been nice if you'd have got the eye, huh?
A little while.
Yeah. Man. And just look back here. Check this out.
This was a patio.
You have a backhoe, anything to do to clean it all up?
I got a friend of mine to help me, but his machine's broken.
Really?
We did part of it. He's gonna come help us pull it out with a four-wheeler.
I could sense you're going through the same thing a lot of people have been going through, and emotionally it just knocks you down, doesn't it?
Excuse me.
No, that's all right. Folks, you could tell. I mean, that's the emotion of this storm. All the way through, you can tell what it's done to people and to clean up.
We not the homeless one.
Right. I mean, there's so many, right? How long you been living here?
36 years.
Yeah.
But everything came this way.
Yeah.
All their stuff is here. All their stuff's here, and My patio is actually in the corner across the cross street. His shed is on top of that, but 600-800 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
It flew. It didn't float. It flew.
You know, it's one thing to get the wind, but y'all got the wind in the water.
Everything. The wind, the water, the mud. The water was up to the back of the truck.
Yeah. When the winds were hitting over here, describe the winds, because if y'all in that eastern eye wall, it had to be evil in that eastern eye wall.
It never let up. We watched it out that door over there. We just watched everything fly.
Yeah. Had to be a bit scary too.
Holding on for your life.
Did a lot of people down this street stay?
Probably a handful. Not too many. We were supposed to leave 2-3 times, but hard-headed.
Yeah, we all get a little bit hard-headed at times, huh?
Yeah.
But I guess if you ever see one like this coming again, you're gonna evacuate. Huh?
After two, we're gonna go on vacation. After this, we're gonna need a good vacation. We could buy some more meat and save. You can rebuild, but
yeah, you're right.
No, we'd have been better off, besides to save, but with the whole thing would have gone, then what you're gonna go through.
But I guess the good side of things, nobody was hurt, nobody died.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
At Barker Honda, we're overflowing with used cars.
We have over 100 used cars, trucks, and SUVs priced to sell.
Many units under $8,000. Save thousands on light and used certified vehicles.
At Barker Honda, every unit goes through a 120-point inspection.
So you can buy with confidence.
Come see us today here at Barker Honda Used Cars.
Because you know it's better at Barker.
Our dear South Louisiana community